Man, I love how you and I just kind of like took over the show to catch up.
Tyler and Kyle's weight loss show.
That's it.
Back and forth. LBS edition.
Guest starring Levy Curry. Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, having ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo.
He was always like well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. So welcome everybody to episode 120 of the Blackout and Shout show. This evening... sorry?
No, nothing.
Are you interrupting me during my opening monologue?
I'm sorry. Sorry, man.
Would you like to host?
No.
And then silence, woman. As I was rudely interrupted, episode 120 of the Blackout and Shout show. Co-host Michael Kincaid will not be entertaining us this evening, but in his place, we have the lovely April. Everyone give a hand for April. Yay, April. April O'Neil, everyone.
April
O'Neil. Yes.
How are you doing this evening, April?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I could be better, but now that you're here, everything is so much more happy, sunny, shiny. And to my virtual diagonal up is none other than Levy Curry. Hey, Levy Curry, everybody.
Yo, what's up?
Did you just come back from the 90s?
I did, amazingly enough.
How was your time? How was your time travel trip?
Oh man, it was just all a haze. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this.
No, you just went yo.
Yeah,
sounded like my wife. That's what my wife says when she introduces herself. She's like yo.
April.
April. Yes.
What? Hi.
Hello.
Why don't you introduce yourself to podcast land?
Oh,
to the millions of listeners.
I mean, Jed just introduced me, so
yes, but tell them who you are.
I'm April.
April O'Neil.
And
April O'Neil.
And a credit check. Do you know who April O'Neil is?
From Ninja Turtles.
Very good, April. I have taught you well.
No, I knew that before I knew you. There's only so many Aprils in television, so you kind of find the ones that have your same name.
That's true. There's not very many Jeds in media either.
No.
There's Jed Clampett.
There is. That was a very popular option when I was growing up, but I like to lean on there's Patrick Swayze's Jed from Red Dawn.
Yes. The closest I got is Levi from Attack on Titan. That's
not true. What's his name is an actor. Levi. What's his last name? I forgot.
Zachary Levi.
That's it. Is it Zachary Levi? No. What's the?
Yeah, Zachary Levi.
No, that's not him. No, that's not who I'm thinking of.
There is actually an actor whose name is Levi, but I can't. Yeah. I don't know his last name. I don't know what he's in.
Yeah, but he's an actor, not a character.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you're an actor as well.
Well,
I'm a character.
I wouldn't go that far.
Dog's
life?
I mean,
I guess by the strictest sense, since I have provided voiceover work before in a non-professional capacity.
I don't know. I'll have to look it up, but I don't know where I was going with this. So, April, did you get anything this past couple of weeks, or do you have any shoutouts or plugs you would like to mention?
I got the Uncle Roger figure. Are you familiar with Uncle Roger?
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, let me see.
He's the guy that critiques other people's fried rice on YouTube.
Yes, the fried rice guy.
No idea.
Why you
Zero.
don't put no MSG in your fried rice?
Wow, that's a horrible impersonation of some
It is,
poor
but
Asian gentleman. But anyway, never heard of him.
Oh, you should watch him. He's funny. His real name's Nigel Ng. He's got a YouTube channel. He's a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he's very amusing, and I like his, what is it? What's the one he critiqued? Jamie Oliver? Is that the one?
Mhm.
That's the big one.
The strawberry jam or whatever.
Strawberry jam. Or no, chili jam. It's the chili jam in the fried,
That's what it was.
in the fried rice. Yes.
You should have seen him flip his shit.
Fantastic. But yeah, he put out a little figure of his character, and
Yeah, they're called U2s.
yeah. Kind of like a Funko Pop type style.
But they're
Ish.
of YouTubers.
Yeah.
So YouTubers get their own action figures now. Well,
So I remember the actor. It was in that Peter Pan movie that Hugh Jackman was in called Pan.
Mhm.
The kid that played Peter Pan, his name was Levy.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I liked that movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but I digress. Anyway. Yeah, so that's the only thing.
no, you got some Lego sets.
Well, those are they're like cheap
They
Lego
count.
sets.
They count. Talk about them.
The one is the little Mandalorian scene on it's from season 2 when he's on Tatooine. It's like a little hut kind of thing, and then the other one is like a Lego Mandalorian and a Lego child. Oh, and then I got those little, those beads that you put on the board and then you iron into the like design. Do you know what I mean by those?
It's like bedazzling.
No. Let me see. Pull up my Amazon order history. Gotta scroll back.
Yeah, and
I buy too much crap.
you can take a picture and just post it into the chat.
I could do that. Let me.
Yeah, they're like these little plastic ring-shaped beads that you put them on like a little board, and you arrange them to make like a pixelated picture.
Like washers.
You know what I mean? And then not washers. They're just little like bead, like more like short tube shaped beads. They basically they're round cylinders with little holes in them and they're really short, and you just put them on this pegboard type thing, and then you iron it so that they all stick together, and then it makes you can use it to make pictures with.
So you have plastic.
A lot of people like to use them. What's that?
So you have a lot of plastic letter O's that you melt together into a design.
Sort of, yeah, but like the little hole in the middle is like really small.
Sounds like
there. I posted
Yeah.
a combination of like Light Bright and Shrinky Dink.
Kinda. But yeah, like people use them to make like 8-bit representations of characters, like Mega Man style characters is very popular.
Are they shiny?
No, did you click on the link?
No, I see one for Amazon Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's not a malicious link.
I don't know. Not sure if I can trust you.
Fuse beads. They're called fuse beads.
Fuse bead blister kit, 1,000 pieces. That sounds horrible. It sounds so meticulous.
I need to find. Do you know those gem paintings? Those 3D gem paintings? Have you ever seen those?
No.
I need one for the Mandalorian. Oh,
No.
let me find one.
I don't know what all this stuff is. This is like little
this is
intricate,
new.
small little stuff like this. I avoid anything like this.
Well, you have kids who would probably get this everywhere. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Not only that, but it's just we talk about putting stickers on figures, and I can't stand that. I hate that. Getting tweezers and putting them on little places, and
I love doing that.
no.
I find it to be very
Go.
therapeutic.
You guys go and do that. Nope. I remember I was forced to do. The hell was it? Jeez, I can't even remember what the hell it was anymore. It was some latch hook project, and I was like,
latch hooking.
"Oh my
I know
god!"
that's-
I almost killed myself with the latch hook. That's how horrible it was when I was a kid. What was the other thing I was forced to make. Oh, it was like it was like some type of it was like tin, I think, and there was like a paper pattern, and you had to take a nail and a hammer and like hammer like the little dents into like every dot. So you're basically making like I don't even know what they call those projects. So it was just like you're making a picture, but you're making it like a dot matrix printer would make it, but with a hammer and a nail, and you would basically have to hammer every single part, and it was the most boring, intricate, stupidest thing. My parents gave it to me, so I think it was just to keep me busy.
That sounds exactly like what gem painting is, but minus the hammer and the nails.
Oh, okay.
You take the canvas is sticky, and you kind of put the little gems in the little. It's like paint by numbers, but with little gems.
That all sounds terrible. It sounds like you're making basically pixels in real life.
Yes, that's essentially it.
That is the most horrible torture you could probably give me. And I die, and I go to hell. These are the things that I'll probably be presented with to play with.
You know what would be really cool though? You know that picture that you have of the I'm gonna fail. I don't know the characters. The one that you posted in the other chat with the cars in the sunset. That would be cool as a gem painting.
Well, you are more than welcome to create that.
I don't know how to make it.
What do you mean?
Well, I need to get gems in specific colors.
Yeah, well, Levy can help you out with that. One's red, one's yellow, do the sunset thing.
There's more to it than that.
So what else you get, April, besides projects that would drive me mad?
I don't know. I don't think I got anything else. That's
Do you have any shout outs or plugs? Anybody want to shout out? Anything that you've been working on that you would like to plug?
Not particularly.
You want to give a shout out to anybody that you know?
I don't know if anyone I know listens.
Well, you could always tell them to listen.
You shout them out. Maybe they might listen.
No, true. I don't know. Yeah, no, not today.
All right, Levy. Your turn. Do tell.
Oh, wow.
Tell us all the money that you spent that you haven't told April about.
Oh, holy Christ. I did not think this through.
I did see the boxes for the pile of loot, so
yeah,
I had to drag them in from the rain.
Oh.
All right. Do you guys have an hour? Because I have a ginormous fucking haul.
Well, we
April
don't have to do
knows
reviews of everything, but yeah, feel free to go through it.
What did I just do?
Oh, before we continue, I just want to say thank you to anybody who may have stumbled upon this podcast that might have watched one of the YouTube videos that's been getting somewhat popular, and you guys decided to check out the podcast. Appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully we were entertaining enough for you to keep listening. On with the show. Levy?
All right, so for my haul, let's see here. I got the Mayfex Catwoman. Yeah. My treasure hoard. I got the Mayfex Catwoman from Batman Hush.
Oh, okay.
Mayfex Infinity War Captain America.
Is that with or without the broken shield?
Oh no, that's the Endgame Cap. He's coming later.
Oh,
no, this is the one with the Wakandan shields with the beard.
I gotcha.
So then from BBTS, I let my hauls from or my stashes from BBTS and TCP get really, really big before I ship them. So from BBTS, I got the 112 Collective Two-Face, which is really cool. I got the G.I. Joe Classified Zartan and 5 of the Cobra Infantry Soldiers.
Wow.
I got the TB League Horus, a 1/6 scale Horus Guardian of the Pharaoh, golden version. And also what
was the other version?
Silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing with their Egyptian god figures now. Is they've been offering them in gold and silver, and in fact, they actually went back and re-release or are re-releasing Anubis in silver colors instead of just gold. So
I thought I knew Egyptian history well, but I always thought that everything was gold with them, wasn't it? I don't remember silver.
Generally, yeah.
Much. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're not exactly entirely accurate because they just put up for pre-order their King Tutankhamun, and he's this big muscle-bound dude, so he's not like a 13-year-old boy with clubfoot. So yeah, they're not exactly going for historical accuracy with these.
Right, but they are made up. They are made up gods, so I mean, you can go any which way you want with them, I guess. Absolutely.
But yeah, so then I also got the month deity of war, which is also part of the 1/6 scale Egyptian god line from TB League. That's all. I also got the golden. I'm getting all the gold versions of these figures. I'm not getting the silver. I got the Transformers Studio Series 86 Grimlock and was it Scourge, Jazz, and Cup, and I got the Star Wars Black Series Asajj Ventress.
No,
from the Clone Wars. I don't really collect Black Series, but I love Asajj Ventress, so I had to get her. Yeah, just in case. Just in case. Marvel Legends Deluxe Thanos. That's the comic inspired Infinity, the original Infinity War.
I got Thanos. Him too. After our conversation, you guys talked me into it.
Yeah. I also got G.I. Joe Classified Series Flint, or is it Flint and Lady J? Yeah, because this just says Wave 3 set of 2 figures. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Lady J and Flint. I got the Marvel Legends Deluxe MODOK and the Marvel Legends Green She-Hulk.
That was just
and then
right?
The MODOK is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty neat. And I also got like a couple of effects parts and stuff.
Have you guys been watching that TV show yet?
I have not yet. So is it pretty funny?
It's funny at times. It gets better as the episodes go along. But there was one, it was a meta episode kind of thing where MODOK was looking at an action figure of himself.
No.
And he's like, I want this. Like, wait, I must have it. And then like later, it was just the timing was like perfect because later on, he was like, but you said that was your childhood toy that, he's like, I found it on eBay. He's like, the people actually gave me money to get rid of it. They hated it so much. He goes, each family member took a turn spitting on it as I was leaving. Anyway, continue. MODOK, yes.
So now from TCP, I got the Fans Toys Astro Train, Fans Toys Drag Strip, Kang Toys Dive Bomb, the X Transbots Motormaster trailer, and X Transbots Scourge. That was like an impulse buy for some reason. Yeah, I think I wanted something to put on the shelf with the Fans Toys Galvatron, and then I also pre-ordered the reissue of X Transbots Cyclonus Elagos because I have no intention of spending $300 on a Fans Toys Cyclonus.
Right.
That's just insane. Like freaking everyone. I think everyone's like sold out on the reissue, but I saw it on TF Source. They had Fans Toys Cyclonus available for like over $300. I'm like, fuck that. Fuck that. That's just utterly ridiculous. There's no reason for that. So
supply and demand.
Yeah. Supply and demand. They control the supply. So they
there's
can put more out
for it and not much of it, so prices are increased.
That's what I'm saying, though. They can. Fans Toys makes it. They can make more of it.
Why would they when it's such a ravenous, want for a lot of people? It just keeps their future products, in demand even more. So I know. That'd be silly.
Collectors get the figures that they want at a reasonable price.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Would you want to?
I know how economics works.
Yeah, well, see, I know
how companies like to make money.
You may understand it, but you still complain about it, right?
Well, I'm going to complain about it because I think it's shitty. I I think it's shitty. And you think it's shitty too. Don't act like you don't.
I don't, because I made lots of money on my G.I. Joes. So I'm very happy with economics right now.
Yeah.
There was a picture in I think it was Hardcore Collectors or some other group. I think it was Jesse posted it at a True up in Canada. The shelf was just filled with like beachheads and baronesses. There was like 6 baronesses on the
For
shelf.
Christ's sake.
Yep. Yeah, and there was like tons. It was literally like thousands of dollars just sitting there on a full shelf.
Yeah, you know what? I got my Baroness, so I'm happy.
I got rid of my Baroness, so I'm happy too. Now it's cool because it's not like it's like I took and I recycled everything. But so is that all the stuff that you got?
That is my haul. Yes.
No, that wasn't that much. That's just
was it? Really?
It was a lot, actually.
I was gonna say, if you see the boxes,
that was months worth of stuff.
Yeah, no, I was being sarcastic. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Have you opened anything?
Yeah, I've been going through like the BBTS stuff. I just opened Firmament today, or Dive Bomb.
How do you like it?
I'm messing with it right now. It's cool. I like it a lot. The wings are huge. I'm trying to figure out how the wings articulate, because I've seen pictures of it where the wings are like tipped downwards in robot mode.
They slide out of where they're in, and then you can slide them on the back versus on the shoulder, I think. It's like a different placement for them. And that way when they turn and twist, they twist up and around versus turning and twisting up to the sides. So the whole wing, placement just slides up and out of like a track.
Yeah. No, I got him on the back. I mean like the feathers themselves, I've seen them like tipped downwards when he's in robot mode. Yeah,
there's like different placements and how you can turn them, and you have to look at like a video of like how people do it. It's like I was a little confused too at it, because there was like the 3 or 4 different positions that you can angle it, and I was like, I don't want to wreck this, so I'm just gonna see how other people have done it. I really was impressed with the translucence of the wing. Like you can actually, the way that was painted.
Yeah, they're semi-translucent.
Yeah, it's. I thought that was very, very nice touch. Considering the way that it's just not a solid, metal or whatever. It's very impressive.
Do the bottom 2 feathers like spread out? Because mine don't seem.
Yeah, you can actually. I think you can take them off actually and use them as like weapons or something.
Oh, okay. I don't want to break it. I'll have to watch a video on it later. But like the bottom 2 feathers seem to be stuck in place. Yeah,
no, there's like different ways you can pull it apart and angle it, and there's a lot of different options to it. That's cool.
Yeah, it's got an impressive wingspan.
I like it. I'm probably going to keep those guys in beast mode for all of them instead of combined mode.
I like how the 2 pieces on his head spread out to make him look like an emperor penguin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Make him look like is it an emperor penguin? What's the penguin with the big freaking tufts on the sides of their heads?
You're right. It's an emperor penguin. Yeah,
I
think it's. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Those are the big ones.
Yeah, he's pretty cool though.
I don't know.
Would you like to know what I got?
Well, actually, I wanted to give out a shout.
Really?
Not a shout out. What's the other thing that we do? Plug. Yes, this is my first plug.
I was gonna say you never give out
anything.
Plugs. Yeah.
But Mike's not here to do it. Mike and I and our good friend Nate Armstrong produced a video review, if you want to call it that, of the HasLab Unicron. So if you want to check that out on Mike Kincaid's YouTube channel. I believe it's just Mike Kincaid, right? Or is it? Did he rename it the Reflector Files?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was gonna do that, but I'm not sure if he did it yet. I'm sure if you search Mike Kincaid, it would come up.
Yeah. Michael Kincaid. It's on his YouTube channel. So come check us out. We indulge in some mind expanding substance and try to film a review. So hijinks ensue.
So it's too bad that Mike's not here, because I call foul on that whole thing with your judgment.
Do you? Really?
Because
Why
not
is
only
that?
were you your judgment, your judgment was impaired at the time to state an official, ruling of things, but you weren't even there for half of it, if not more than half.
I was
unconscious.
there.
Sleeping. You were sleeping.
But I was actually awake when they were doing the pose.
You were
you
in the other room. You were in the other room on the couch.
I could
anyway,
see
there's a lot of factors involved here that I'm saying that this whole thing is null and void.
Oh, man, Jed. You're not going to renege on a bet, are you? That thing had no problem standing up.
You had no official statement. I pinged you, I think, 3 times asking for an official statement.
For tonight's show.
Oh, is this your official statement now?
Well, I don't know. I mean, because I kind of wanted Mike to be here for it. So
I guess we'll just have to wait from a month from today.
Yeah. So
I mean, there's stipulations to the bet that have not been met. At least in that video, they weren't met.
I'm curious what this bet is.
Would you care to explain, or would you like me to? Or would you like me, the impartial third party, to talk about it?
I'll do it because I remember the way it went. On the one episode, when they announced the this Unicron, and I said to Mike, I said, look at it. I said, that thing's not going to be able to stand without a stand. And they had the stand, basically plugged into it so it wouldn't fall over. Every time they would show images or pictures of it, it was always in the stand. And he's like, why would HasLab, a bunch of engineers that have been like the best in the industry create something that would be able to stand on its own? I said, well, it's because the center of gravity, blah, 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 physics, this, blah, blah, blah. And so he's like, that thing will be able to go into any pose that Trailbreaker could go into. I was like, no way. So then we kind of made it like stipulation. I said, you have to put it in a couple of poses. I said, or a few poses that, other than just an A stance. And without the stance. And he put it in one position and has moved the arms around. And I'm like, that doesn't qualify as many poses as that Trailbreaker can get into. So since Levy, the bet, see, a lot of people misconstrued it because the bet wasn't, does it stand without the stand? Or, does it need a stand to stand? That wasn't the bet. The bet was, can it get into poses like another figure could get into poses? And I said it doesn't have to do superhero landing poses or anything like that. But, and then, I know that he knows that thing can't hold its stance or be that way or be in multiple poses.
It was very sturdy and stable.
It didn't look it when it was wobbling around on the table.
It wasn't wobbling. It was
very unstable.
When it was in a stance, and when it was in its poses, it was pretty safe. Now it can't stand on one leg with the leg out to the side because the hip ratchets are too weak. It can't hold the leg out. And
then the it's only like maybe an inch or two bigger than like Fort Max. And Fort Max doesn't have a stand. And if Fort Max comes, you can pose that thing and stand it without any worries about it tipping over and falling down. So that's the big deal. Yeah, that's the big difference.
No, because
now Levy was supposed to be.
Hold on. Fort Max does not have.
I'm talking to April, not you. I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking to April. Anyway, so April, so Levy was supposed to be this impartial judge, and he decided that he was going to exclude himself from the entire thing by sleeping.
I did not.
So I call foul in the whole review process of his judgment because he was not in his right state of mind.
I see.
But anyway, from what I witnessed in that video was not the qualifications for the bet. Maybe a little bit of it, but not all of it. So
I'll let you and Mike hash that out then.
Standgate. This will be controversial. Standgate. Don't make me attack the Capitol.
Jesus.
I get all my supporters together. Anyway,
careful with those terrorist threats.
So that's the whole thing. Levy, you were mentioning something about ratchets. You may continue now.
Oh no, I was saying the Unicron's not going to stand on one leg with its leg out to the side, up in the air, because the hip ratchet's too weak. but it can stand. It can stand on its own. You can put it in multiple action poses. But I mean, in all honesty, I mean, how much variety? I mean, they're all going to be variations on some sort of like. They're all going to be variations on some kind of A stance, whether it's a wide A stance or a narrow A stance. So really, and how deep of a crouch it's going to be, but like it doesn't. As I recall, it doesn't have forward or backward ankle rocker, so that's going to limit its ability to be in like a more crouching pose, just like any other figure that doesn't have forward or backwards.
Don't care. I don't care how it's built. That's not part of the bet. The bet is get it in multiple poses. There's no stipulations.
He said any pose that Trailbreaker can get into, and that Trailbreaker doesn't have forward ankle tilts either. So it's not going to be able to get in any kind of crouching pose either. It can get into any pose that Trailbreaker can get into, other than like standing on one foot with legs sticking out.
Again, I did not see any type of video or photo proof of this. I've seen one stance, and that is basically a spread, walking type of stride.
What I'm saying is they're all going to be variations of that.
Again, that's one pose, not multiple poses. So again, the bet has not been satisfied. To my opinion.
Oh, your opinion.
In my opinion, well, there's no proof of it. And you were supposed to be the one that would stand there and witness all these different positions say yes. Well, okay. All right. So you're saying that it can do a whole bunch of different poses than one of the photos and video that you guys took.
It can do just about any pose that Trailbreaker could do.
Okay. Then is that your official ruling?
Yes.
All right. Well, then if that's your official ruling, then I will cough up the $20.
Well, I'll let you hash it out with Mike.
No, you're the official. You're the person that's supposed to be the one that says yes or no to the whole thing. That doesn't me hash out any type of explanation. You're the one that says yes, it does. So therefore,
it's able to stand without. It's able to pose without that stand.
Multiple poses.
Multiple variations of a pose, because that's really all most figures can do.
That's not the answer. Multiple poses.
But that's pretty much what all that Trailbreaker can do. Is variations on an A stance, depending on how wide or deep you want to get it.
Whatever. I know the truth. I will cough it up. Whatever.
And
I know the truth. I know the truth behind everything.
Okay.
This is I won the election. I mean, I won the bet. Anyway, would you like to know what I got?
Sure.
Yeah.
Or do you have any other plugs and shoutouts that you would like to make?
No, I do not.
Okay. So like I mentioned before, thanks to everybody from YouTube that may have stumbled upon this podcast and that are listening now. I appreciate everyone who tunes in, besides the people who we got from YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and all the other social media sites that we are on. Thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment or a like if you want to. That's more than we actually asked for. So let's see. F.U. John Bailey, as always. One of these days we'll have to have John on the show, just so I can say it to his face. That'd be kind of funny, wouldn't it? If we could trick him into being a guest and then roast him. That'd be terrible, actually. Let's see. No one has mentioned or asked about the mystery celebrity that's been listening to our show, but that's okay. Let's see. So what I got, I plugged and gave myself a shout out last show about how the whole Hidden Toys site was going to be getting new artists to post and sell their work on the site. So instead of going through the process of using an online print shop, I decided to invest the money and got myself a professional commercial Canon printer to do such prints.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, shiny.
So I got that. Yeah. Yeah. So if like Canon made a Unicron, I basically got one of those.
Does it pose?
It does. It has multiple poses. But what the poses that I'm going to be printing on the site will be 11 by 17 and 12 by 12. But it does a max width of 13 by 19, I think it is. Yeah, 13 by 19. But you could actually do, I think it's up to 36 or 38 by 13. Like if you want to do like a big panoramic shot like that. So it'll do like, twice, is that right? 34, 9, 18. Yeah, 38 by 13 it could do. If you wanted to have like a nice big long print like that.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice. I couldn't believe it. Like the ink's expensive too, but it's 8 cartridges of ink, and the photo quality that it prints out is amazing. It's better than any type of like photo development lab you could ever get. It's insane. It's 4800 by 2400 DPI, so it has like micro droplet type of stuff in each inch. It's the colors are it blows me away how awesome it is. Got that, and then actually today I just got my paper order for all the different papers and stuff I'm gonna be offering. I got that from a company called Red River. They had glossy, a luster, and then this metallic paper with glossy and luster. And the metallic paper is super, super cool because it kind of, I have a perfect example for you, Levy. You know how the Kang Toys box has that little shine on it, on the ink when on the outside of the box?
Mm-hmm.
The print, that's what you can get. You can print that out on paper in your artwork, and when you kind of move it and reflect it, like the colors, like, can't see, I want to say sparkle, but they shine, like if it would be metal, like, and they're not reflective. It's just kind of like they like light up. The light catches those areas a lot more on different angles when you look at the photo or whatever art you're printing out. And it's super cool, super duper cool. So I got those 4 types of paper in the 2 different sizes. Like I said, 11 by 17, 12 by 12. And then this weekend, I'll probably be updating the site to have a few artists' work uploaded and ready to go. And the really nice part about it is that I can print stuff on demand, like orders on demand, instead of having to go out and buy 20 or 50 prints of something and then get stuck with product if it doesn't sell. This way I can just sell whatever. And the nice part about it is I could ask other people just if whatever they want to put up on the site, we can put it up. And if it doesn't sell one thing, it's who cares? It was just maybe 10 minutes of time wasted to post the product on the site. Not a big deal. So that way, if you have existing stuff, or if you have things that you're it's not the greatest thing, but maybe somebody might like it, you post it up there, and it won't really matter the amount of products or that you have under your listing, because we didn't have to go out and spend whatever money it would be to get those prints up ahead of time to have it.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. I'm super excited. I can't wait. The print quality is amazing. You can throw that one I gave you away, Levy. I'll print you a new out. It'll look so much better. Yeah. Or, give it away, or I don't know.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't hang it on my wall yet.
But the metal version of that is gonna look awesome. Let's see. I got a Spider X Pro, which is basically a calibration lens for your screen. Which another thing I would mind. So it's a lens. It plugs into your USB port into your computer. It hangs on top of your monitor or your TV or whatever, and you go through this process of calibrating your monitor to make sure it's in the right color and brightness and schemes and all that stuff. So that way, you can create an ICC or an ICM profile for your display. That way, when you design or do whatever, it matches what you're going to see when you print out on the printer. That way, different. You see someone's monitor or TV might be brighter, or they like blues more than oranges, and they like it. You go to print it out, and you're like, that's not what I saw on my TV monitor. Well, this way your profiles can be identical to what the printer profile and then the paper profile has, so that way it matches exactly. Yeah, and just correcting my screen to be like a proper color balance and brightness It was so different. Like my screen was brighter. It was bluer. I had like a cooler, and like now it's like more of like a warmer. And when I watch like videos and stuff and TV, it's like it looks so much better now. The blacks are more aligned, and it's amazing how just taking the time to do that versus just like the basic setup that they have on TVs or whatever. It just doesn't work right. But yeah, it's cool.
Like fun.
Yeah, it's really neat. It's really awesome. That's all the stuff I really got. I did have something I wanted to mention though. Was I was looking around for that's what I wanted to tell you. So you gave me shit like last episode about the spelling of jujitsu, and you said, "Oh, that's not the way you spell jujitsu. That's wrong." Actually, the way that jujitsu is spelled is the original way it was spelled in Japan before America and everybody else bastardized it with dashes and hyphens and stuff. So it is. It means exactly the same thing. It's just spelled the original way with no hyphens. But anyway, so I was looking up. SH Figuarts had posted those two of those characters from that show, Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's the first time I've ever seen Ami be like bogged down, like you couldn't get to the site, like it was like overwhelmed with pre-orders and stuff. I think it was
this was a figure that just came out.
Yeah,
this was just for pre-order.
Yeah, it was like 2 days ago, I think it was. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. I was waiting for it, and it popped up. And I think there was a couple other figures that posted too.
That's the one you were asking about in the chat, right?
Yeah, and it got sold out like in no time. And you were only allowed one per household. And
I'm usually allows 3.
Yeah, so that I think there was some Kamen Rider and a couple other anime stuff that they announced and posted. But yeah, you're getting messages like there's too many simultaneous connections on the site. Please try again later. I could once try to get through the order process, and the same thing happened over and over again. First time I've ever saw that on Ami. So you weren't
able to actually get it then, huh?
I did. I actually did get it. Yeah, I found a site called the one character I found on Amazon, surprisingly, and the other one was on. Oh, now I forgot what the name of the site. It was like Anime something.
Anime Expo?
It's like
or not Anime Expo. Anime Export?
Nope. Right Stuff Anime.
Oh, okay.
They're a company based out of Iowa that has like tons of import figures and anime and manga and all that other stuff. Good reviews. I wonder if they're pretty big place.
Does this anime have a US release, or is it all just in Japan yet with like a
No, it was sold. Everything I looked at, it was sold out on BBTS. It was sold out everywhere. I would check the Agabus. That was sold out there. It was like every other site that I was looking at. Everything was sold out.
Yeah. I wonder if Bluefin's going to do a domestic release then.
I looked on Bluefin too. It wasn't even there on that one.
Yeah, it might come out later on from Bluefin.
Maybe, but yeah, it was gone like so fast. I didn't know that was that popular, that anime, but apparently I guess it is.
Yeah, I don't recall ever hearing of it before.
Well, except from what I mentioned of it, but it's really good. I mean, there's only one season of it so far, and it's really good. I highly recommend it because it kind of mixes in like fighting and the occult and like weird stuff and funny like team building skit stuff that they like most animes do. It's I like it a lot. So anyway, but yeah, that's there's been a couple other stuff that came out, but this was the first I think SH Figuarts that came out, Bandai. So that's it. That's all I got. April, you sticking around for the news? You want to hear about all the people that passed away?
Sure, I'll stick around.
Stab at your
Make
childhood
me cry.
heartstrings a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
Levy, are you ready for the news?
I'm ready for the news. Let's hear it.
So Gavin MacLeod died. He was 90 years old. He was an American actor. He was the Love Boat captain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Captain Stubing. Yeah. He was also on the Mary Tyler Moore Show and McHale's Navy. But he was best known for playing Captain Stubing on the Love Boat. So he died. He was 90. I was 0 years old yesterday when I found out this next one. But Paul Soules was 90. He was a Canadian voice actor. He was the voice actor that voiced Spider-Man in the original 60s cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Did you know that he also voiced Hermie from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Who?
Hermie the elf.
Oh, the elf.
He's like, I'm
Oh.
going to be a dentist. I want to be a dentist. Hermie?
Oh, I
have
remember
no idea
Hermie.
who that is.
I know her.
You've never seen Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Like freaking 25 years ago.
We
The
don't have.
claymation, you know?
Yeah, like 25 years ago, maybe the last time I've seen it.
Oh, you don't
I
watch it
watched
every
it.
year for Christmas?
Maybe even
I
maybe
did.
longer.
Thank you, April. Someone here has a soul.
Yeah, I used to watch that stuff too when I was a kid.
I always watch Rudolph the Red. There's like Charlie Brown, Rudolph. I always watch it every year for Christmas.
Yeah, no,
Whether
I
I'm a
watch
kid
I
or
watch
not.
A Very Adventure Christmas every year.
We watch. My mom and I make a point to watch A Year Without a Santa Claus.
Yeah. See, there's always tradition and stuff like that, Levy. We're not weird. You're
I didn't
weird.
say you were weird.
You acted like we were 25 years ago.
No, I didn't say that you were weird. I just said I haven't seen it in like 25, 30 years. You're
Anyway.
treating me like I'm weird.
You are weird.
Fuck you.
To all the other listeners out there that actually do watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the voice actor that played Hermie, the elf who wanted to be a dentist, is the same exact guy who did Spider-Man back in the 60s. I did not know that. That blew my mind. I never realized that they were the same voice actor. But anyway, so Paul Soules died, and he was 90. Let's see if you guys know this one right. Do you guys remember the book Chicka Chicka Boom Boom?
No.
No. Okay. So there's a kid's book out there. It's called Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. It's about the alphabet. So Lois Ehlert, she was 86. It was American children's author and illustrator. She wrote and drew the book Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. It's a cool book. It's basically teaches the alphabet and stuff for kids. You guys know the Very Hungry Caterpillar?
Yes, I know that one.
Eric Carle, who's 91, was the American writer and illustrator for the Very Hungry Caterpillar, The Grouchy Ladybug, and Brown Bear, What Do You See? Died.
No.
He had kidney failure.
Aww.
Levy, have you ever
Breaks my
heard of any of
soul.
those books at all?
No.
You never heard of Very Hungry Caterpillar?
No.
Everybody knows you would know the cover of that book. If you saw it, you'd be like,
No, I
oh,
wouldn't.
it's that.
I have no idea.
I need
Brown Bear,
Google.
Brown Bear.
Nope.
You never? Wow. Okay. What books did you read when you were a small child, Levy?
That's what I want to know.
I don't remember.
War and Peace?
Yeah, I read War and Peace. Fucking dick.
What do you don't remember any like special books from your childhood that you used to like a lot? Like I remember the monster at the end of this book, Sesame Street with Grover. No?
I honestly don't
Didn't
remember.
have any special books that you read?
I don't remember.
I loved
surprised.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. That was one of my favorites.
I remember Catwitch. I had a book named Catwitch that I really loved.
Okay. Do you do?
I was also a red
Have
fish,
something.
two fish, or red
Red fish, blue fish, one fish, two fish, red fish, blue
red
fish.
fish. Yes,
That was a Dr.
that was
Seuss.
the one.
Yes,
Yes.
I had a couple
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss books.
Did you watch the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movie?
I did not. No, I
pretty
when
good.
it came out, I was kind of a purist, and I was like, I don't really like that book. No. But I read that book constantly, and then I graduated to like chapter books,
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
My kids are reading Dogman now and Captain Underpants.
Oh yeah, my friend's kids. Liz is reading, I think, Captain Underpants, or she did at one point.
It's unusual, but it's funny. So let's see. Okay. So Samuel E. Wright was 74 years old. He was an American actor. He played Sebastian in The Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
He sang
Yes, I
Under the
remember
Sea.
him.
Yeah.
See,
He died of prostate cancer.
that's sad.
He actually won an award for that, I believe.
Prostate cancer?
No, he won an award for the song. You no-hearted jerk.
But it sounded like you were implying.
John Davis.
Prostate cancer. You won an award for that.
John Davis died. He was 66 years old. He was the American singer for Milli Vanilli. He was the real voice that was behind the song.
Oh, the one behind
Girl,
the curtain.
You Know It's True. Yep. He was the one that sang Girl, You Know It's True.
He was one of them, right? Because there was two of them,
one of
right?
many. Yeah, there was there was a few of the people.
Oh,
Backup singers. They're the
that's
real
right.
Milli Vanilli. Yeah. He died of COVID, actually. He was 66. And that's all the people that died.
Almost hit me in the feels.
That wasn't so bad.
Does
for me.
he in the feels? Yeah. I know because you don't. I don't know.
I didn't know half of those people you mentioned.
How can you not? I don't know. It's like a kid's thing, I guess. Growing up, I knew all of those things when I was a kid. Even Milli Vanilli.
Never heard the Hungry. I know who Billy Vanilli is. Thank you.
Very Hungry Caterpillar was really well known because they sometimes they sold the book with the holes in it, like the caterpillar was actually eating through each thing.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a caterpillar. There's actually on tablets now. They actually have like games of it. You know, the caterpillar running around eating all the stuff.
I vaguely remember a book called Round Robin.
Round Robin.
It was about a robin who went south for the winter, but when he was down south, he indulged too much and got fat, so he couldn't fly back home. And so all he could do was hop. And so as he hopped and hopped and hopped, he lost weight. And so he was finally able to. I guess he was about to be eaten by a cat or something like that. And so like he finally managed to get to take flight. And after that, he was able to fly home.
You're like, when I was 5, I have fond memories of Watership Down.
No one has fond memories.
No
of
one has
Down.
yet. No, Watership Down gave me nightmares.
That was a traumatizing event.
I actually did not read that as a child, so I missed out, which was good.
I haven't been traumatized like that since until freaking Avengers Endgame or Infinity War.
I'm gonna go watch TV.
Okay, you're gonna go watch the
Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, show Levy the Hungry Caterpillar.
I put a link in the chat. I've got the very you. How can you not? Every time you walk into a bookstore, you would see that book. It was always right at the entrance. I don't understand.
I have no idea what the hell that is.
He's like, what's his name from Westworld? Where he's like, there's no what door? There's no door there.
Yeah, it's Bernard.
I don't know what
I don't
that
see
is.
a caterpillar. I don't see a caterpillar. It's just blank white pages. Did you read the book maybe, Levy, when you were a child and you kind of blocked it out?
What's that?
I said, did your mom beat you with the book when you were a child and maybe you blocked it out?
No, my mom didn't beat me with the book. She used clock radios.
April, thanks for being on the show. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
That way I didn't have to deal with this loser for an hour before Tyler came on.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, you don't know what the Hungry Caterpillar is? I don't know. You're in a different rank than I am, I guess.
We'll need to get him a copy of the Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah, I have probably like 3 of them here at the house. I'll bring one with me. I do have like 3 of them.
87 used copies for $1.05 on Amazon.
You don't have to. You really do.
Those are all in my kid's bedroom upstairs, I think.
All right.
Well,
bye.
You guys have a good night. Bye.
Thanks, April. Speaking of youth of today, Tyler Gillet, everyone. Yay, Tyler. Thanks for joining us this evening on the one and only Blackout and Shout show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for inviting me. Honestly, I've been listening back and you guys having all these different guests, and I'm sitting there like, where's my invite? Am I not important to these people? I know I left an imprint on Jed. At least one. He's my grandfather from 50 years ago.
I'm not that old. What's wrong with you?
Something I did this week when I was home waiting for my results. is I went through like a dozen different TV intros with Marcus to see which ones he was receptive to. And one that was immediately surprising to me, because I went through like Gargoyles, Beast Wars, even the G1 Transformers, Mummies Alive, and one that he loved and was glued to the TV. And keep in mind, it's only a 67 or 60-second TV intro,
right?
But was the old 2001 Transformers RID.
Interesting.
Well, that does have a catchy theme song.
It does. It really does. I actually caught myself humming it at work today. Transformers!
And I'm not going to lie, Mummies Alive intro was pretty fire.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was my first exposure to rap music. Don't tell Ice Cube.
It had a pretty sick beat.
Did you say that it was fire?
I did. I'm starting to try and engage with the youngsters' lingo today.
I was gonna say, I'm using the new lingo.
Yeah, he's trying to appeal to the youth of today.
Yeah.
Back in his day, older people would try and engage with the youth of their day with, white long moving vans and with free candy on the side. But nowadays, it's just a matter of that's fire, dog. Yeet.
He did start the show with yo 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 yo.
Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, thanks for having me. I haven't done a podcast in a long time, so this will be fun.
That's one of the reasons why we haven't had you on, because you shied away from podcasts the past few months, and I know you've been busy. Of course, as a father, I can understand that you've been busy.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I shied away from not just podcasting. Like, podcasting was probably the first thing, but I shied away from everything. Like, I left a lot of the group chats I was in. I left a lot of the Facebook groups I was in. The whole sense of community just kind of, it did something to me that I didn't enjoy in myself, and I found myself turning into something I'm not or didn't want to be. And I kind of had to, take a very long step back to kind of regain my footing, so to speak. Not to go on some like philosophical spiritual journey on you, but yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. Yeah.
A social media anti-walkabout.
Yeah, well, what's funny, man? The way I was engaging with people before, like even when I've been on the podcast previously, like my whole role as the anti G1 guy, that all started as like a defense mechanism, because I hate when people trash things that I love. And I think I've talked about it a bit before, but my reaction is something I never anticipated, or not anticipated, something I never considered being like, because it happens in more aspects of my life than I ever realized, which is like when I feel like my stuff that I love is under attack, my immediate go-to was to tear down something that someone else loved, because it was like evening the playing field, so to speak. And after realizing that and just kind of, coming to grips with what I'd become, so to speak, the monster I'd created, it just wasn't something I wanted to be. It wasn't who I wanted to be. And the podcasting thing kind of kickstarted that, to be honest with you, because I had a bad experience with the current co-host of the show that I was on, and it really made me take a look at the type of people I was surrounding myself with.
Right. Yeah. I also been like kind of pulling back from social media. I've been checking things and reading stuff, but less interaction.
Yeah, man. I find I care so much less about I used to care so much about like Facebook notifications, who's engaging with what, who's, who's talking to me and everything. And like now I dread looking at my phone.
Yeah. So. I usually I focus on Levy's post because it's just funny anymore.
That's all I use it for, is memes and cat pictures.
Yeah,
right.
Man.
And I ignore the cat
pictures. The way to be. Yeah, man.
Can't take it too seriously.
Jed doesn't like the pussy.
I don't.
Got him.
Yeah, he got me. It's like a role reversal. Levy wants to be all young and hip, and Tyler wants to be all old and boomery.
Yeah.
Okay,
hey,
boomer.
Man, it is what it is. Yeah.
I call you a boomer now.
These damn kids.
Get off my lawn.
You know what's funny about it is the people that I was engaging with that I found to be more negatively affecting my personality than anyone were probably like 40 and over.
Yeah.
Or late 30s and over. It felt like a high school all over again. It was like the nerds that didn't fit in with anyone in high school found a group that they fit in with and just naturally divided themselves into cliques again and just recreated the bullies of their high school. And I'm out of high school now.
You have the alpha nerd then.
Yeah.
I'm so done with that bullshit.
They're vying for dominance of their own little alpha nerd. Yeah, I saw that a long time ago. It's sad because they tried to escape the oppression of what they went through just to repeat history on their own and oppress others. And it's kind of sad, actually.
The oppressed become the oppressors.
That's true. It's absolutely true.
Or whatever Genghis Khan said.
Yeah, so spiteful.
Yeah. It is,
but anyway,
it is what it is. Sorry to start the show with a Debbie Downer moment, but
yeah. So I asked Levy and April before, but did you get anything past 2 weeks? And did you want to give any shout outs or plugs that you had?
I did get quite a bit of stuff. I've been on a really big BattleTech kick because I've been playing MechWarrior a lot more. So I went in. I initially bought the it's called the Game of Armored Combat, which is just a box set. Comes with 8 miniatures, and I recently bought the expansion and then 3 other expansion packs with just minis. And then yesterday I bought another expansion pack with 4 minis. So I've got a whole collection just sitting here staring me in the face that I can't wait to dig into and start painting up and stuff. I've kind of pivoted away from I haven't like left Warhammer or like given up on it, but it's like this tabletop game is so different, and I feel like it's a lot more balanced and less convoluted that it's really drawing my attention. And like I said, being into the MechWarrior games, I've been kind of just immersing myself in that universe. So I've been listening to the audiobooks, collecting the minis, and I've got a group of guys that I play with, and we've kind of created our own 4-player lance, which is what the unit's called, and we've been having a lot of fun with that. So I also got I got the 5 Planet X Dinobots from good old Gort.
Those things are awesome.
Yes, they are, man. You know what's funny, man, though? I took them all out of the box one by one. I was originally gonna like space it out over the week, so it's like I open a new figure every day. But I spent the night, spent some time with them, and they're dated for sure compared to today's standards. But man, do they display so nicely. So nicely together. It's a really good set. I've got the Shockwave along with the Transart Ravage and the Transform Element Scorponok, the 2 Beast Wars figures coming from Agabus. That should be here hopefully soon. And I got the 2 Seekers, Thundercracker and Skywarp from Planet X as well, coming from BBTS. So
did you get Starscream already?
Yeah, I got Starscream a while ago. He was on sale for like $40. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go in on it because like Fall of Cybertron, for a long time, Transformers began and ended with Beast Wars for me. But I'd considered that my whole entrance back into Transformers as a whole was the Transformers games, being the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron, and that's kind of like my fondest memory of Transformers, second only to Beast Wars. So. That's kind of where I'm drawing the line. I've liquidated a lot of my vintage figures. I'm still liquidating a lot more, and I'm just kind of sticking to Masterpiece, and then the third party, and then I've got like various other lines that I'm working with. My collection has changed so much over the years. It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
but
those High Moon games are pretty fantastic.
I was just gonna say, did High Moon do the second one? I thought they only did one.
High Moon did War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, and then Activision took over with a different studio to do the third one, the Rise of the Darkspark. Yeah. But High Moon also did the Dark of the Moon movie tie-in game, which the online was just ripped from War for Cybertron, so it was actually pretty fun. It was pretty competitive, and fun fact, I was actually talking to someone about this last night on Xbox. Fall of Cybertron was the only game, both War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, the only games that I've ever ranked high on a worldwide leaderboard before, and I was top 200 in Fall of Cybertron and top 100 in War for Cybertron in Conquest.
Nice.
I've never been able to do that before. Yeah,
I cracked top 200 on some combat challenge maps on Batman Arkham City.
Nice.
I was pretty
I actually
high up
just
there.
recently played through the Arkham Knight game. That was pretty good.
I was pretty high up there in the
awesome.
what was the man? It's been so long ago. It's like 15 years ago, maybe, or something like that. Even maybe more.
Pong?
The no, not Pong. No, it was the SNK versus Capcom. Was it EO? Is that what it was?
Capcom versus SNK2 EO.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
on
PlayStation 2.
No, it was on
Xbox.
Xbox and GameCube, the EO version.
Yeah,
the regular Capcom SNK2 was on PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I was ranked pretty high on that.
Yeah, the difference with the EO
Did you say
version.
what's S?
Is that Sonic and Knuckles?
No, SNK is a game publisher. They made the Neo Geo arcade system.
Okay. So kind of like
bunch
a
of
Marvel
those
versus Capcom, like a okay.
Yeah, and they made the King of Fighters. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Was that a Bad Dudes or was that Capcom?
No, Bad Dudes was Data East, but they made Akari Warriors. I'm sorry, I think Data East made Akari Warriors, but I think SNK got the rights to them because the Akari Warriors are actually characters in the King of Fighters, and actually are in the Metal Slug games too.
Right.
So,
cool.
Or maybe it was Tato that made them, which I can't remember. But before we go any further, Brother Kyle has been sitting patiently. So let's introduce our good friend of the podcast, Brother Kyle. Oh, holy shit! He just left.
You scared him away.
Oh my god, he did that on purpose. Holy Christ.
I'm
Go, Levy. Way to scare him away, Levy.
Oh, boss called, he says.
Oh,
what a perfect time. Let's introduce Brother Kyle.
Back to work. It's like, what are you doing on this podcast? Where are you supposed to be delivering these pizzas?
That's funny. No, I thought it was like pitas now. What does he deliver now? Is it still? Did he go to the rival pizza place? What a traitor!
No, he's still on
no honor amongst delivery men.
I think he's still doing Italian Delight. Last I remember.
Italian dilapidated.
I was going to ask you, Tyler, which way do you display your Dinobots? Are you doing like robot mode or beast mode?
So I've got the 4 of them displayed in robot mode. The slug, snarl, swoop, sludge. That's it. And then I've got those 4 displayed. The 3 taller ones standing, and then swoop. Doing like not the Iron Man pose, but he's like down on one knee with a sword in the ground. And then I've got Grimlock in beast mode, displayed with Optimus Prime.
Okay.
I wanted to recreate the. Let me see if I can find a picture here. The game artwork, the promotional artwork.
Yeah. Did you get paddles also?
What? No. There's a bunch of them that I didn't get, but it's only because like I'm only interested with the ones that are in the games that I saw in the games, right? So that one's just kind of a one-off. There was another one, like all the repaints and stuff. I'm not interested in that either. I put that picture in the chat. That's kind of how I have them displayed.
Okay.
Grimlock's in beast mode with the jaw open, the cool roaring pose, and then Optimus Prime there. I got to chase down a Hasbro Bumblebee. I wish Planet X would get on top of doing those car bots, man, because I'm in for every single one of them.
I kind of wish.
I can't remember what was the. Sorry, Levy. Go.
I was going to say I kind of wish Planet X would do Bruticus. Yeah,
the closest Fall of Cybertron Bruticus that we've gotten so far is the. Oh my God! Microblaze Creations.
Oh yeah. Microblaze Creations made the Onslaught. I actually have that.
I used to have it. I had it for a long time, and then I purged it with all the other stuff when I went strictly Beast Wars. That's one of the only things that I regret getting rid of.
Yeah, that was actually a really solid combiner when you had put all the extra add-on parts to the limbs and shit.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool.
I had a whole Bruticus collection because he's my favorite combiner out of all of them. And that one, I liked that one. It wasn't the greatest. The quality wasn't the greatest, and it fell apart quite a bit. But that one was my favorite, mainly because it was from the games. But I had the Warbitron, I had the two Combiner Wars ones, the one from Japan and the one from here, with all the upgrade kits and stuff, and even the Fans Project, and that Microblade's Creation one really was something special because it was so unique. You know what I mean? It wasn't just your standard, military vehicles and a space shuttle. It was it was really cool.
That was my those are my figures that when I started getting back into buying stuff was got Starscream, and then I got the Combiner Wars Kiss.
Oh yeah,
and the Perfect Effects upgrade kits for that.
Yeah, look, those upgrade kits weren't nothing to scoff about, man. They were really good. The feet were always sturdy, I found, and the opposable hands added so much character to those figures.
Yeah, I agree.
I miss the days of cheap upgrade kits. Because you used to be able to get those for $20-$30 if you went the KO route, 10 or 15, and now I think DNA Designs is the only one that does upgrade kits, and they're $50 a piece, even if it's just for gap fillers and a weapon that nobody wanted.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's really dumb.
So, but it looks like Brother Kyle's back.
I was gonna say the extra Transbot trailer upgrade kit was probably the most expensive.
Yeah, man.
But it looks like Brother Kyle's back. So,
hey, Brother Kyle, thanks for joining the show. How are you this evening?
Hey, everybody. I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Much
it's the invasion of the back and forth cast.
I know, we're taking over. I could kick Levy out and just have a show. Yeah. I could kick him out. We could just do the three of us.
Sorry, Levy. This is a mutiny.
Yeah. We'll have you back.
See you guys
later. Oh, shit. I literally heard you guys saying my name, and I was on the phone with my boss, hoping that you wouldn't introduce me while I was on the phone with him. And I was fuck. No. I just figured I'd drop out so you'd figure something was going on.
Yeah, man. We were this is Brother Kyle, man. He's got the biggest dick. Brother Kyle, say hi.
Hi. Lies.
Hey, man. How you been?
I'm good. How you doing, Tyler? It's been a while since
I'm good, man. I secured myself under 295 pounds.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, man. And you know what? It all started with smoking again. I know that a lot of people turn their heads at that, but it was a calculated move, and it's turned out for the best.
Talking about smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
A lot of people, when they stop smoking cigarettes, a lot of people gain weight.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Because they do addiction replacement and stuff.
That's exactly it, man. I have an addictive personality. I always need something for, you know what I mean, to get my fix from something. And when I quit smoking cold turkey, I walked away from it and I was fine and I felt better and I could breathe better, taste things better. But the problem is, because I could taste things better, I wanted to taste everything, which ultimately led me, binge eating all the time. And I went up to 335 pounds, which is my heaviest ever. And it got really bad there for a bit. So I was thinking, because my neighbor smokes, so I smell it all the time anyway. So I always have cravings for smokes regardless. And I was like, you know what? I remember, because when I used to smoke, I used to go all day. I'd eat one meal. I'd go all day and I'd be fine. I would be able to maintain my weight. I wouldn't put too much on. But then when I quit smoking and then COVID hit just after, it's there's nothing to do but eat and jerk off.
Yeah, so I was listening to a comedian, and he actually has a bit about that, where he was talking about there was two ways to go with COVID. There was either people that just did fuck it and just got super big, or people that just were all right, well, I'm just gonna fucking stay home and work out.
Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously I didn't choose to work out. I woke up, I worked out my jaw. My jawline's impeccable. But you wouldn't be able to tell because of how many chins I acquired. But,
I know about that.
Yeah,
I was a multiple chin boy myself.
Yes, sir. But Yeah, I'm working really heavy at it now, and even last night, man, I had a tub ice cream, a little like a half liter tub ice cream, from Ben and Jerry's, and even after eating that, I was still down a pound today.
Yeah.
So I'm doing pretty good.
I've actually put on a few in the last couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah, nothing crazy. Just I'm not under 200 anymore for sure. But yeah, I've had a lot of crazy shit going on myself right here, so I've just been like kind of just dealing with that, and it's been hard to like wake up at 7 o'clock every fucking morning to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll get back into it. Actually, I already did. I already started, so I'm kind of already back on track. I just gotta.
Man, I love how you and I just kind of like took over the show to catch up.
Tyler and Kyle's weight loss show.
That's it. Back and forth.
LBS edition.
Guest starring Levy Curie.
Oh man, who was it? I was talking to Gort. Me and him have been having like 4-hour-long phone calls recently, like once a week, which is really cool.
Really?
Yeah, man. He calls me out of the blue, like when he's at work or when it's slow and whatever, and we just kind of shoot the shit. And he was saying like he missed us doing back and forth, and I was like, man, like, if I could and if I wanted to, maybe I would, but like it's just not a thing for me right now.
Everybody's doing too much shit right now. Maybe one day.
Yeah, man. It's crazy too because like you'd think in a pandemic we'd have nothing but time.
Yeah, but
I'm actually more busy now because I'm what they deem essential.
Yeah, I'm essential, and then I decided to fucking go to school again, so it's a thing.
Hey man, that's good though.
Yeah,
I can sound all sad and depressed about school. Why are you depressed about school?
Because I haven't taken a goddamn photography class yet. That's why.
It's all foundation. You know.
I know.
You're like 20 minutes from Mike. Go over there and just ask him questions.
All my shit's packed up right now. So
he doesn't know what he's talking about. He just holds those classes so he can get some pot money, and then he's good once a year.
Hey man, don't knock the hustle.
What you gotta do, man?
Don't knock the hustle.
All right, everybody, just watch this video. I'm gonna sit in the back here. If you have any questions, just email me.
Anyways, host, should we move along with the show?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to know what I got this week?
Yeah, I was gonna just say, hey, brother Kyle, you got anything? You got any shout outs or plugs? Hey, Tyler, you didn't shout out or plug anything, so I didn't know if you had any of that either.
Shout out to my mom who abandoned me. Shout out to Stasis Flock who doesn't deserve to be a podcast anymore. And shout out to you, Jed, for being the father I never had.
Wow. Thank you. You're welcome.
No, man, I don't do anything anymore, so I don't really got much to shout out. Shout out to Mass Effect Legendary Edition for taking already 45 hours of my time.
Wow. Is it good? I wanted to try it, but I haven't had time.
Mass Effect is a fantastic game.
So, I mean, legendary version. I already played Mass Effect. I just was wondering if the legendary version is good.
There's graphical enhancements, but that's not why you buy it. I didn't buy the legendary edition for the graphics. I bought it for the story and for all the DLC, the complete DLC in the game. It is missing Bring Down the Sky, but it's neither here nor there. I don't think it really affected the story too much anyway.
What was Bring Down the Sky? Was that the one where he destroyed like the Bantharians in the first one?
The Batarians?
Yeah.
Yes. I mistook Bring Down the Sky with the moon base one.
No, it's missing Pinnacle. It's missing Pinnacle Station. That's the one it's missing because the
right. Yeah. See, I did it again. I always mix those DLCs up.
Bring Down the Sky was kind of important to the storyline.
Yeah. Pinnacle Station's the one it's missing.
I heard the driving controls are a whole lot better.
They're not. It's only for PC. It's still as dog shit as it ever was on console.
Really? Yeah, I'm gonna get it for PC eventually when in 4 years when I have time to play.
They made a bunch of changes like to Mass Effect 1 to bring it more in line with like 2 and 3, I guess.
Yeah. It's I'll tell you, man, replaying through those games are timeless. Mm-hmm. I wholeheartedly believe that there hasn't been a game since, and I don't believe there will be a game in the coming future like that ever again. It was done so well, not so much in like its execution as like a shooter, but just the amount of content within the dialogue, the different paths you choose, it really created this like individuality in your playthrough that like, you know, no two playthroughs will ever be the same. All your decisions matter. And it did that through each title, which were lucky enough to release on the same console. And I don't think we'll ever see that again because the consoles, you know, they keep washing. They release like phones now. So
well, I mean,
there's always
like
going to be a new console. You'll never be able to transfer save data like that again.
I think their warm up to, you know, Mass when Knights of the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic 2 kind of had that precursor to like where Mass Effect
well, it's the same company.
Right.
It's the same
it's like like I said, they're kind of warming up and they got everything perfected the way they wanted it when they did Mass Effect. But Knights of the Old Republic is really good.
I think the reason that Mass Effect hit harder than the Old Republic did, and why it's still like, not that the Old Republic isn't loved today, but it's not as big as Mass Effect was, is because Mass Effect, the Old Republic was already established in Star Wars, whereas Mass Effect was brand new, creating a brand new hero. You know what I mean? It was more personal.
I'll
You
tell
didn't
you
belong to a universe already. You created the universe you belonged in.
I'll tell you what I think Mass Effect was so, or why I think Mass Effect was so successful is because it was like RPG for dummies. It was for people that didn't want to, like, for example, like I love The Witcher. It's great, but I get so bored with having to like repair my sword every fucking battle and clean my shit and like eat and like actually eat and like rest and stuff. Like Mass Effect was an RPG, but it was so intuitive. You literally just like set your armor, you set your powers, you do your little stats and stuff, and you just do your little shooting and then have all the nice, awesome dialogue. And the dialogue was the best part for sure.
Absolutely. There's not a game that I've played where I'm more interested in the dialogue than I am the actual gameplay.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's just, and Mass Effect's like a testament to like simplified controls, simplified systems in a game go leaps and bounds farther than overcomplicating your gameplay. It's kind of why I liked Fallout 3 more than Fallout New Vegas, because New Vegas integrated like a weapon customization system, and you got to have a flask for your thirst level, and you got to eat and keep your, you know what I mean, like all these levels and stuff to maintain. It just overburdens you with these menial tasks that like you play video games to get away from.
I remember playing, what was it, Fable 2? And if you got married or whatever, you had to keep sending money back home to your wife. And if you basically ran out of money to do anything at one point. And you're like, maybe I shouldn't have got it married.
I only ever played the first Fable. And that's kind of where the series for me lives and dies. I didn't like the second one. I liked Fable because it was in that realm of fantasy, like the swords and the shields and the gun, or the dragons and the ogres and stuff. I didn't care when they moved over to like flintlock pistols and muskets and then further after that. I wasn't a fan of that. So
anyway, this week I didn't really get that much.
No.
I've been moving, honestly. Like I've been so like preoccupied with all the shit going on that I've been like shitty in my toy hunting. Like I usually stop in the Target every day to look for those goddamn Star Wars exclusive figures, and I only stopped once this week. And I didn't find shit. But today I got my SH Figuarts Kylo Ren that I bought last week on super sale from Amazon Japan, and he's cool.
Super sale.
It was only like $45 or something like that, which was kind of cool because I have the Rey. And that's a really good figure. And
so now you have both of them. You can have them like make out and stuff. Like, oh, I love you. I love you, Kylo.
I'm gonna pretend that I'm not gonna do that, but let's be honest. We all know I'm doing that.
I still every now and then watch that commercial you did with Black Panther and
oh my god,
and Killmonger. Like.
But let's make out. I didn't say that. No, it's full. All right. So anyway, he's cool. He comes with a lot of cool accessories. It's the Rise of Skywalker one. So he comes with like the badass helmet that has all like the slash marks on it, and he comes with a really nice like Adam Driver like lesbian looking face that kind of looks like Adam Driver.
Is this the one where he looks like what's his name, Spider-Man?
No, actually, my friend pointed out, and she said it kind of looks like Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
A little bit.
That's right. Keanu. I knew this looked similar.
One other thing that I got is I bought a Bandai kit. I told you guys about this on the thing, but I bought Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. And I built that, and that was really fun. It was $30, man, and it kind of sucks. It doesn't even articulate.
That was the other thing that was releasing Levy. I was talking about how it went down. I think there was a Demon Slayer figure that was one of pre-order or two.
Mafex or whoever that company was calling themselves, but you said that they were Mafex. They released a Zenitsu, who is my favorite character. He's like the goofy, like loud. He's the one that's always like screaming, which is probably why Mike would never watch it. But he's kind of like a coward. Kind
of like what's his name from Black Clover?
Yeah. Fuck, what is his name? Asta,
yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me if I'm stumbling over my words today. I had like my Fridays are so
I was
crazy
drinking on the job.
No. Honestly, on Fridays I would if I didn't have to drive around everywhere. I get so like ramped up on Fridays because it gets so busy that it's hard to like dial myself down when I get home. But
Fridays your best tip days?
It is, yeah, for sure.
Oh man, you gotta look at the positive side. Life's about perspective.
Yeah, it is. It's all about yin and the yang. But yeah, anyway, he's like this crazy like cowardly character, but like when he falls asleep, he like remembers his training and he goes all fucking ape shit, and it's awesome. He's my favorite character.
You were a fan of the Clone Wars stuff, right? And like Ahsoka and all that kind of stuff.
Is that a real question or?
I'm just trying to refresh. I apologize. Did I offend you?
No, I'm sorry. It's usually everybody's familiar with my ridiculous obsession with Ahsoka.
Well, I wanted to ask, what do you think of this Bad Batch that's supposed to be? I haven't watched any of it. You know, I'm not a Star Wars guy, but I'm curious because I've heard very mixed and very flat reviews on the show. Because it's supposed to be a sequel or like a spinoff from the canon of the Clone Wars show. So
yes, I don't know. I don't want to try and ruin anything. I don't know who's watched it or not, but I will tell you that flat is a very, very perfect way of putting the show. It's fun, it's good, but it's all seems to me like they're all like filler episodes from Clone Wars. The first episode was amazing. It was crazy. They started out with doing the whole Order 66 thing, spoilers, and they showed spoilers. They showed the whole thing with Kanan, or Caleb Dune as he was known at that time, and him like going through the Order 66 thing, which was a Rebels thing. And then they kind of melded that into the Bad Batch, and they've introduced a new character, which is kind of cool. And yeah, it's not been great. Like since then, like the episodes have just been, they've been all right, but they haven't been like blowing me away. Nothing has happened since the first episode that I've like really been like, oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah, I've heard it's very much like a Monster of the Week, Job of the Week type deal with the different episodes.
Which is cool, but they're not like, I wish they were integrating more like characters into the thing. And they are doing something cool, which they're showing like what happened to the, post Order 66 stuff. Like, so you're kind of seeing like what's happening to the world after the Empire took over and how everything's changing. And they're introducing like these like, what do they call them? Chain codes and, like galactic credits and stuff like that. But so it's kind of cool world building, I guess, but it's not been great.
No, what about you, Levy? What do you think of it? Or are you even in on it?
I haven't watched Bad Batch.
I don't think you've even watched Clone Wars, have you?
No. We keep saying, me and April keep saying we're going to because of all the connections with Mandalorian and everything, but we still haven't sat down and watched it.
Clone Wars is definitely my favorite Star Wars median.
So Gort convinced me to sit down and try and watch Mandalorian. It's only 8 episodes, he says. It's only 25 minutes an episode, he says. Was like, you know what? I'll give it the honest 3. And I watched the first 3 episodes, and it was good budget-wise. Like, it did a lot of cool things. I still couldn't care about the story for whatever reason. I think it's just because I'm so uninvested in the whole world that like none of it meant anything to me. But I watched the first 3 episodes, and I was like, it's interesting enough. Maybe I'll finish it. And,
I feel like if you knew more about Star Wars and were like into the movies and into like Clone Wars and stuff like that, and like kind of like knew about like the whole like Mandalorian background and like that whole like society and stuff like that, you probably like it more. But I think if you just go, I don't know. I think if you do go into that, you can just like it as like a space western, like standalone. But
so here's the thing. I've watched episode 1. I missed out on watching episode 2 when I was a kid. I watched episode 3 in the theaters, and I really liked those. I watched the prequels, all of them, and I watched 7. Pretty much just doing my due diligence with the prequels, or the 4, 5, and 6. Sorry. And I just kind of got the gist of it. And maybe that's shitty for me to say, but like watching those movies, I just kind of got the gist of like what everything is going to be going forward, and it just wasn't enough to hook me in, because like it's just space wizards with a really
yeah. I feel like
what was the word?
You
Not
like more
eclectic,
you like more like
convoluted.
you like more like robot and mech sci-fi stuff.
Well, I mean, yes, but like I'm just not big on like convoluted politics or convoluted magic systems. And well, that's a fact. Like I'm more interested in the war stories that take place on the battlefield and less about the politics and like the throne room of an empire and the behind the scenes type stuff. So and I mean from what I've seen, it's very much a lot of that.
You're
like,
not into
Yeah.
Sorry?
You're not into intergalactic trade tariffs.
Not
a lot of people were.
No, not yeah, I don't.
All right. I feel like
there's like a watch order that people have like recommended, and I've done this, and actually it makes the things more interesting when you watch it. You watch and I'm gonna use the episode numbering. So you watch 4, which is New Hope, and then 5, Empire Strikes Back, and then when the big reveal happens, and there's like the cliffhanger at the end of Empire Strikes Back, then you're supposed to go back to episode 2 and watch that, and then episode 3, and then watch Return of the Jedi. So it kind of gives you like this like 2 movie long cliffhanger, and you get like kind of like a backstory of Anakin and who he was and stuff.
That's cool.
And then you conclude like his story in with Return of the Jedi, and then you can watch the new one 7, 8, 9, and then
you don't watch
episode 1. They say that episode 1 is like a Sunday movie if you feel like it, but you don't have to watch it. Yeah. But I went back. I actually like episode 1 more than the other 2 of the prequels. Now that I'm older, before I hated it because of Jar Jar and the trade tariffs, and
that was the popular thing, right?
Yeah,
everyone hates Jar Jar. Let's be racist towards the Gungans.
When it came out, I went and saw it in the theater like
racist himself. Well, he wasn't racist. I mean, he was very stereotypical. Like, I hated that. Like,
he's no racist.
Yeah, God, it was so. It was so insulting to like.
Yeah, it's just people were trying to, try to relate to other accents and stuff.
Before I'm sure you guys want to move on, but before we do, Star Wars was like a thing that I really always loved, but I never really was like super invested in it. Like I knew like all the stuff, and I knew some of the like old like what is it, like Galaxy like books, stuff like that. Like I knew about like Han Solo's kids back in the day, and I read some of those books, but like until I watched the Clone Wars, that really got me like hooked on it. Like that was like such an amazing show, and like of course like obviously like I love Ahsoka, but like it really like the way they had like Anakin in it, they made him so much more like likable and like rounded, and
I completely skipped that. I did. I haven't watched any of that.
There's a lot of like filler stuff in it, like any show, but like it's so good, and it all ties into it so well, especially the last 4 episodes of the 7th season, because you can kind of watch that alone, like without having watching the series. They kind of made it that way. So even like the intros, they intro it like it's like a movie, kind of like each like a separate part to a movie.
See, I watched Jenny Takarsky's
Clone Wars, that was
his
right.
Clone Wars, because they came out between the movies, and it was like you were like you got your little dose of Star Wars before the next movie came out, and in near Christmas. So I watched those, and then when I watched Clone Wars, I hated it. I hated that fucking movie. So I didn't really want to watch any more about clones and Clone Wars and stuff like that. And I think that's why I was kind of turned off. And then I watched the original movie that came out. It was very, very much toward like younger kids. And
when I was like,
with Ahsoka when she was a little kid. And I was like,
It's okay. That movie's okay. I like it just because I like the characters, but And then they introduced Rex and Ahsoka, but
yeah. And after that, I was just like, I don't feel like spending the time. But when I watched Rebels, I really liked Rebels a lot. But I kind of missed out on all the, like the behind the scenes story, about Rex and Ahsoka.
To me, Rebels and Clone Wars, like I know they're separate, but to me they're the same. They're the same show. It's just they just run right into. I mean, they don't literally run right into each other, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I jumped into Rebels without watching Clone Wars.
Yeah,
and I enjoed it.
That's
but
fine.
I didn't know those characters. When they went and meet Rex in Rebels with all his clones and stuff, and I was like, I don't know who these guys are, but it sounds like they're supposed to be important.
Yeah. But you can get the gist.
Yeah, I'll watch it eventually. It's in my queue. It's one of those things.
So
you guys want to move on to the trailer?
So Venom.
So Venom.
Wow.
Levy, we haven't heard from you in a while. What trailer would you like to talk about?
Let me bring up the list here.
I didn't even know it was going to be on today, but I was kind of like bored yesterday, and I watched maybe like 4 and the eight that you sent through.
6.
By the way, you could have spaced those out a little bit. So like
I don't like
put a
space
bar in between, and they were really hard. And I kept touching the wrong ones, so I have fat sausage.
Yeah, man, I got fat thumbs.
It's not my problem.
Let's talk about Gunpowder Milkshake.
There you go.
I'm interested in this movie. I definitely would like to see it. I think it's I think it makes me think of John Wick if all the main characters were women.
Or as Kyle would put it, Amy Poole and Cersei show. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it gives me a vibe. It gives me like a vibe of like an all-female like Kingsman.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, it's the female Kingsman.
I think it looks awesome. I really want to see it. But also I like the cast. The cast is really good to me.
Yeah.
And it's like you said too, like looks like all kinds of crazy ass like John Wick action shit.
What was that?
I'm just happy that they didn't shoehorn Melissa McCarthy in there, man.
No, she's funny.
No,
funny looking. No, man, she's. Look, you can feel whatever way you want about her. I cannot. Becca loves her. My wife loves her. I cannot stand her in anything. I can't. I don't know what it is. I just don't find her funny. I don't find her as a good actress. I think she's just like. What's the at the end of Liar Liar? You remember when they're doing that blooper thing and they're going back and forth like hag, ball sack, overactor? That's how I explain Melissa McCarthy. I feel like she overacts a lot. I don't know why I had to recall Jim Carrey for that, but
there was one movie that I actually tolerated her in was that that Muppet movie that she was in with the detective and stuff. I forget what it was called. It wasn't supposed to be like a it's not titled as a Muppet movie, but Jim Henson and everybody did all those.
You know that superhero movie she just did?
No, I skipped it.
Yeah. Becca loved it. She thought it was absolutely awesome. Yeah, Power of the Normies, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
but what was that Zack Snyder movie that he made with all the girls?
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah,
I kind of got a Sucker Punch vibe from this. But you're right, it is more Kingsman if it's all women.
I think it's more Kingsman because it's like
British.
Well, not only British, but it's like that secret society of assassins and gunplay. And Sucker Punch was like a what was it? How would I explain it?
That's more like a psychological kind of movie,
psychological action movie. Yeah. Apparently, they're speaking of Sucker Punch. Apparently, there's a Snyder cut for Sucker Punch.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I guess some of the actresses came forward and said like, "There's a better cut of the movie than what we got." And I like that movie. I just watched that movie not too long ago, but Becca, she didn't get it. I got to watch some good looking ass on TV, so I was fine with it. It's crazy the samurai scene in that movie with the 3 big samurai guys. It really reminds me. I don't know if any of you will. Maybe Kyle will get this, but it reminds me of the cover of "Decimate the Weak" by Winds of Plague. The album "Decimate the Weak." Their whole motif is like the samurais and stuff like that. So when I saw that, it was like the first thing that I thought of because I fucking grew up with that album and that band. So fun fact that no one else cares about. You're welcome.
I have no knowledge of that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever brought it up on Back and Forth either. What's interesting about it is that band. Not to go into information that no one cares about, but that band, the singer, for a long time, all of his screams were inhales, which is a really hard technique.
It's like a Lamb of God. Doesn't Lamb of God guy do that?
No, I'm not sure. I think he has done them, but he bounces back and forth. I know that on Ashes of the Wake, it was mostly exhales.
That's a fucking awesome album, by the way.
Sorry,
Cambria did it that way too.
Oh, really?
Claudio Sanchez, in his beginning albums, like the originals, did a lot of inhale screams.
Really? That's cool. I've never been able to do it. Like the most I can do for inhales is like pig squeals, and I'm not even really good at that. But there are some really talented guys that can do like I mean you laugh because like it's funny, but it's like it's a talented thing to be able to do in metal. And I've always worked at them. I do them around the house every now and again, just because like I want to be able to perfect the perfect pig squeal, but I'll never get it because like my voice doesn't work like that. I've always been an exhale kind of person.
It always makes me think of Binya Binya from Go Island.
From what? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
That might have been too much of a throwback. You know what? You might be too young and they might be too old.
Is that like the Russian guy?
No. Go Island was like one of those like I don't know, it was like a kid's show. It was like a kid's like variety show, kind of like Eureka's Castle or something like that.
Had random pig squeals.
Yeah, but he was like a frog monster, and he sounded like he always inhaled talk.
Wow. But to go back to the trailer, I also got the Kingsman vibes. I think it looks fine. I think it'll be. I don't know. It looks okay. I honestly, my excitement with that movie is I like being able to watch it with Becca because I know she'll really enjoy it. And the Cersei's in it. I don't think I recognize anyone else in it.
Really?
Is
the red-haired girl was Nebula in the Avengers movies. And
you didn't.
You mean the chick with all the makeup and prosthetics that covered her entire face and made her almost unrecognizable?
Well, she's also cool. She was also in Jumanji.
Yeah, that's right. She was a redhead girl in Jumanji.
That's the same person?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Amy Pond. So I know her from.
Wow.
Yeah, she was also in.
She was way better in Jumanji.
I like that movie.
Good for her for getting a nice springboard career, from Doctor Who all the way up to this.
It's awesome, man. A lot of those Doctor Who people just kind of do like the Comic-Con circuit.
Yeah. What was what's the other one? Was it Carla Giano?
Yeah, she was
Carla Gugino.
Gugino, thank you.
She was in Watchmen, right?
Yeah.
Gina Carano.
No.
Don't mention her. You'll lose listeners if you mention her.
I actually have her in the news.
Just lost ad revenue.
She's in the news later. We'll talk about her later. Nice. And is that Michelle Yeoh, right, Levy?
Yep. Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Michelle Yeoh and Angela Bassett.
Yeah. It's a good cast, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like you got all the high power, women action stars.
It's the women Expendables.
Michelle Yeoh was in Star Trek for a pretty long time, for like a whole season, I think.
Yeah,
past season.
Yeah, as a fan of action, I'll watch it. I just like movies like that, man. I like gunplay. I like pretty women. I like fast cars, and this seems to have all three of them. So,
I want to talk about Demonic. What do you guys think about that? How did you feel?
That looked really interesting. I'm very curious to see what that monster looks like at the end because like it was done very well where it was like you only got to see silhouettes of it or just little tiny pieces of like the body and stuff. I'm really interested to see how that turns out. It was interesting to see Halle Berry in it and Robin from How I Met Your Mother. That was cool as well because like I think the only other thing that I've seen her in or two things that I've seen her in, she's been in Marvel movies. She was like Nick Fury's sidekick for a bit.
Or like Colby Smothers?
What? I don't know. Whoever took phone calls.
Colby Smothers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I pronounced that right, but yeah.
Yeah, and then she was in
she was Maria
the Jack Reacher movies with Tom Cruise.
Ooh.
Or the second one at least.
That's
yeah,
right, she
I
was.
mainly know her. I mainly know her from How I Met Your Mother. So it's cool to see she's still kicking around and doing some cool movies outside of the amusement park that is Marvel movies. I said that specifically for Brother Kyle. No other reason.
I gotta be honest, Marvel's like not doing it for me these days.
He balled the fist when I said that.
We can talk about that in the next back and forth.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Back and forth. 2050 CE.
So one
Evan,
thing that's kind of interesting,
or Jed, sorry.
One thing that's interesting about this is that this was actually filmed in secret in Canada over the past few months.
Right on. There's a movie.
Neil Blomkamp is the director, and he's done a whole bunch of other cool stuff. Like, let me see. I'm trying to remember the names of Elysium was the one with Matt Damon.
Yeah, I just watched that recently too. That's a really good flick.
District 9, Chappie.
Mm-hmm.
What was that other one that he did? I'm trying to remember what that other is. Can't remember. I know that he was originally going to be doing an Alien 5 movie where it took place after Aliens, and it still had like Hicks and Ripley alive, and they were going to do this whole thing, but then they went with Prometheus, I think it was at the time, and his project got shut down and canceled. But he had like some really cool like concept ideas, and I know up on Twitter they've been posting recently like some concept art, which looks really neat.
I wonder why they did it in secret.
I don't know. Maybe like a lot of films film in secret, but I'm not sure. Maybe
I know
to keep production costs down.
Yeah, where my father-in-law lives, they're shooting a movie in his town. I don't remember what the movie's called. Someone told me the name of it, but they paid him $100 so they could put one leg of a tripod on his front lawn.
Cool.
Yeah.
Easy
They're like,
money.
listen, we're gonna be a minor inconvenience. Here's $100. And he's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. And of course, my brother-in-law is like, no, man, fuck that. I would have been like, no, it's fucking 10 grand. I'm like, well, that's why no one comes to your house. Fucking idiot. But yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I'm excited to see this demonic.
Let's see, Brother Kyle, what's a trailer you watched you wanted to see?
Do we want to know what Levy wants to? Well, Levy thinks of demonic.
I just forget what it was called.
No,
the one with Hugh Jackman. What was that called? Reminiscence. Reminiscence was my favorite one. The one with Hugh Jackman. That looked. Yeah, that gave me like what's that movie with the dreams? Inception. That gave me like real big like Inception vibes. Different kind of story, but like just the way it was kind of like actiony and like sci-fi and psychological. So I guess he was like kind of going back through time to find like through this like machine that he had that he could like access memories and like looking for this girl that he loved, but also was like that he didn't really know a lot about. I guess I don't know, man. That trailer was crazy. I guess it was made by one of the writers or producers of Westworld.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what this movie looks like? The trailer reminds me of. What's that movie with the two magicians that I didn't like?
Oh, well, not the Illusionist. The other Prestige. Yeah,
Prestige. It reminds me of that. Like it's I don't know why, but it's just like
because Hugh Jackman's in it.
Maybe it is because of Hugh Jackman. I didn't get Wolverine vibes from it, but like it's I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a very convoluted story.
Mm-hmm.
Which when I was watching this trailer, man, I'll be God honest with you, I said this is a Jed movie.
Okay, so
honestly, out of all, this is my least favorite trailer.
Mine too.
I really didn't like that.
Yeah, mine too.
So Jonathan Nolan is one of the producers who is Christopher Nolan's brother.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So he actually co-wrote The Prestige with his brother. So there you go.
It was like a bite off of Ready Player One because they were basically going back into the past, and then current present day was like all nostalgia. So like everybody was wearing like clothing from like what, far 30s? 40s? I don't know.
I guess
wearing like freaking.
What he was saying was the idea was like it's kind of like a commercial thing. Maybe like people are just kind of using this machine to like escape and like vacation to the past or whatever, or escape into the past, or.
And that's how Ready Player One.
Yeah, I get it. So like there was also a part where it was kind of like addicting, where people would kind of like living in this thing rather than living in the real world, which is also very Ready Player One-ish.
There was a movie with Bruce Willis. It was like one of the only movies where Bruce Willis had hair that kind of had that kind of concept where people were in a virtual reality and they would spend like yeah.
But what is it?
Was it Shoutouts?
Where they were in pods and they were actually controlling what clones of themselves,
like android bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Actually, that's what I was thinking of when you guys were talking about this.
You on the phone, Tyler? Your audio quality completely changed.
I switched over to my phone so I could step out for a smoke. I can just mute, but
no, that's okay. I was just curious. I didn't know if it was me because my internet's shit. Levy.
Yeah.
What's your opinion
on Reminiscence? It was all right, I think. Got a real neo-noir feel from it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like how, you know, everybody's like doing that whole 1930s nostalgia kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if I get an opportunity to watch it, yeah, I'll probably watch it.
I will say I love the whole woman in a red dress trope. I don't think I'll ever get bored of that. Like that is grade A cinema for me.
What about you,
Fast
Tyler?
and Furious needs more of it.
Fast and Furious has so much already.
What trailer you want to talk about?
Does it need one more thing?
Well, we can get into Eternals if you want.
Really?
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but I think it's interesting. So, like, Game of Thrones. I don't know if you can hear that in the back. Sorry, I'm on my balcony. Game of Thrones, right? I checked out after the Red Wedding because Robb Stark was my favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
And I never came back to see if he came back. I don't think he did because that series was very much click on a character and hit the delete button real fast. Pretty much on everyone. But I noticed that it had Robb Stark and Jon Snow, which I thought was interesting. It's cool to see Robb Stark get some, or whatever his name is. It's cool to see him get some work.
Mm-hmm.
Something I really found interesting was that Angelina Jolie is taking part in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because she's been I don't know if I would say absent, but she hasn't been on my radar in a long time, and I really loved some of the movies that she did. Like a lot of people give me shit for like, but I love the Gone in 60 Seconds movie with Nicolas Cage. I really liked her in that. I liked Wanted, which was a good movie.
I liked Wanted too.
and Salt was a really good movie with her. I just think she's a great actress, and it's interesting to me that, you know, she's kind of, again, I don't know if she's been absent, but to me she's just kind of resurfacing in a Marvel movie. And you know, good for her. Get the money while the money's good, I guess. And it looks like an interesting original story, not often told in super duper flicks. Like they don't have the colored spandex, and everyone's got a flag or a what am I thinking of? A fucking gimmick. You know what I mean? Like Spider-Man's got the spider, Captain America's got the flag, Iron Man's got the red and gold. Everyone in that movie, I don't know, it just looks interesting. I don't think I'm going to watch it because I don't partake in the global conglomerate that is Disney anymore. So
the House of Mouse.
Yeah, but I think it looks cool, and it's cool to see, you know, those actors still getting important roles in today's cinema.
You know what's really funny is my first instinct right there, and this goes back to what you said about how when somebody starts tearing down something that you like, and you would just want to tear down something that they like. And I just wanted to start like making jokes about Fast and Furious, but I'm like, you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, man. It's you know what though? It's par for the course.
Point? Yeah.
It's everyone trashes Fast and the Furious. It's a group activity now. It's something to do to be cool. You know what I mean? It's one of the most popular movies in the world.
Yeah, but they also
you know what, they make money, and they're good action movies for people that don't want to invest in comic books and 37 movies. You know what I mean? You don't have to watch the first Fast and Furious to know what's going on in Fast and Furious 9. You can.
I like the first one. And actually I kind of like, I'm a huge John Cena fan, so like this newest one is like
what number Number was when was it The Rock came into it? What number was that?
I think that was 6.
Yeah.
I think that's where I stopped. I haven't watched these after that.
Yeah, because Paul Walker died in 7.
Yeah, that's right.
During 7, and they honored him really well in that movie. I actually I don't cry in many movies whatsoever, and I didn't cry in Fast and Furious 7, but I got emotional seeing the last Paul Walker scene in the white Supra. They really honored him with that scene and just that movie in general. They you know what I mean? They made him go out really great. 8 was fun. I don't know, man. I like those movies because the suspension of disbelief for me is to watch the impossible, and it's funny to me because Fast and Furious franchise is kind of like a Marvel franchise, but no one's wearing costumes. If everyone was wearing costumes and had some stupid fucking dad beat me, mom left me, parents were killed in the back alley, I wear a costume, everyone would be like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, I fucking love that. Sign me up. Give me comic books. Give me fan fiction. Give me, you know what I mean? Let me write a story about them falling in love. But no, because they're regular, ordinary humans. Everyone except The Rock, of course.
But you fly one car out of an airplane.
Yeah, man.
I feel like Tyler likes Fast and Furious movies for the same reason that people like comic book movies.
What was the spinoff? What was the spinoff one with Jason Statham and
Calvin and Hobbes?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Did you see that?
Shaw. Yeah, I did.
That literally was a superhero movie.
Not only that, it had Idris Elba in it, who is a fantastic actor, and he was a cyborg, kind of an augmented super soldier.
He was in the MCU too.
Yeah, but what made that movie really fun was it acknowledged how dumb the Fast and Furious movies were. It was very self-aware of itself in that movie, which made it so much more funny. Because everyone that watches Fast and Furious movies that enjoy them, they know that it's dumb. They watch it because it's dumb, awesome action. There's a scene in this movie coming up, Fast 9, with a magnet plane that swoops down and catches the Mustang or whatever out of the air. John Cena's thing. That was a 10-year-old's idea, and they were like, "Oh my god, that's awesome. That's cool. Yeah, we'll do that." And it's you know what I mean? It's fun. It takes the imagination and it puts it on the screen. And I really appreciate it.
Like I said, I like John Cena, so I kind of think that this one might be fun for me to watch. But I also like the fact that he just randomly has a brother. It reminds me of the last Die Hard movie where you find out that he just has some invisible son that you never knew about, who's also a super badass military guy. They're just making up family members, which also is something comic book movies do. So.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena to Dominic Toretto is Winter Soldier to Captain America.
You know what though? I never really considered your point of view there, but you're absolutely right. You've slapped some brightly colored costumes on those people, and it's an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it really
absolutely is.
That's part of the problem. Is there's such a hang on, I'm going to join back in on my computer here. Just 1 second.
Were we talking about Eternals?
The Eternals.
Isn't Selma Hayek in that too?
All right, we're talking
she is.
Yeah. So this kind of counts. But that's kind of the hypocrisy there is if they did all have stupid dinky costumes, everyone will be in love with it. But because they don't, and they're not part of this mass media conglomerate, and I made the comparison that when Captain America,
Fast and Furious is totally part of mass media conglomerate.
Yeah, that's true. Not as big as Disney, maybe, but
they are pretty big.
But
there's 9 movies.
I know they're big. They're fantastic. It should be the Fantastic Fast and Furious. That should be the 10. Yeah, but no, man. The hypocrisy really comes from it's everyone picking a team. It's got nothing to do with equality anymore. Everyone's picked their team. Everyone's picked a side. You know what I mean? There's DC, Marvel, left, right, superhero, Fast and Furious action movies. Everyone's picked a team, and in order for their team to win, they have to trash everything the other side does, right? So I draw these comparisons, like Captain America holding that helicopter, strong and brave and sweating excellence. But when The Rock does it in his movie, he's, oh my God, it's so dumb. It's a cinema blemish on the Academy and fucking whatever. I don't know. These people,
to be fair, they said that a lot about the Avengers and Marvel movies too.
That's a good point, Kyle. I do want to say, Tyler, I don't disagree with your assessment. But I think that one of the problems that people have with the Fast and Furious franchise is because it did start pretty grounded in reality. The first movie was just a movie about street racing, and it got a bunch of people that were using that as a cover for heists.
Point Break. It was Point Break.
Well, yeah, but it was still grounded in reality much more so than the later films. Right? So and even the second movie, but then like it started going over the top, and I think that's where it lost a lot of people.
Sure, I would argue that those movies have never been racing movies, and they've always been crime movies featuring racing, featuring car
that would be fair.
Because the first movie is a heist movie. They were stealing DVDs.
Mm-hmm. Tokyo Drift was more racing.
But there's still that change in tone.
I think around like the fourth or the fifth one, they kind of got like kind of crazy.
Right, but it was definitely the fourth one. The fourth one's where it kind of started. It mixed in with like the Mexican cartels, and they added the racing culture in there. Like the racing culture has always been homaged in these movies, but they've shifted focus because when the popularity in car culture died, with the Need for Speed series and stuff, and it was less about street racing and more about these racing sims like Gran Turismo and Forza and stuff like that. The franchise just decided to pivot because they wanted to do something that was still successful, that people still enjoyed, but they also never abandoned street racing. They just kind of pivoted their focus, and cars have always been a part of the Fast and Furious franchise, but now it's just not the center focus. And I agree with you. Like that's part of the main reason where people are, they're more upset with the franchise, I guess, or they think they're dumb movies that should have ended here and whatever. But like, I think Fast and Furious is kind of a testament to how to adapt to the current market or the social climate of to maintain success, keep these people working. Like there's 1,000 people probably more that work on these movies that contribute to their success, right? And so these movies are keeping people employed. And look, I could go into a deep dive on why people hating it is really dumb, and like the whole it's a mob mentality. People hate it because everyone else hates it, and no one wants to feel left out. Everyone wants to be part of the winner's circle. And right now, the winner's circle looks like trashing Fast and Furious movies and being stunning and brave with a superhero costume. And that's fine.
Like that's kind of a cop out sometimes, man. Like sometimes when people just don't like something, and then people just want to say like, "Oh, you're just joining the mob mentality," but maybe it's just that they just don't like it, and they just like one thing or another, and it's not really about some sort of like group mentality. Because I don't really, honestly, really care.
But your mistake there is believing that I'm generalizing everyone under that umbrella. I'm only talking about the mob mentality. I'm not talking about everyone that maybe just doesn't like the movies. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't like Marvel movies. That's just the thing. Like I like some of them, but I don't like all of them. And people don't like that I don't like them. For some reason, it's important for other people for me to like their movies.
It validates their own choices.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's weird to me. It's really weird to me. And the reason I point out the hypocrisy is because like I like these movies, so they feel inclined that they need to trash those movies so that those movies are no longer successful, so that their team wins.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of COVID did a lot for me. I spent a lot of time in isolation, and I spent a lot of time working on my demons, and that's just kind of an observation that I made, and that's just where I'm at with that. Like I love those movies, and I don't like being bashed for loving those movies, because I've decided I'm not going to bash anyone for what they love anymore, because I don't like it when it's done to me. So why would I do that to someone? You know what I mean? Revenge is a best dish served cold, but who likes eating cold food? I don't. Why would I do that to somebody, right?
Kind of do. I do like kind of eating cold food every now and again.
My wife has a theory. She believes that all good food tastes warm and cold.
It does, dude. Cold pizza. I mean, I don't eat pizza animore, but like, how awesome is just like cold pizza?
I can't do it, man. If I have leftover pizza, it goes in the oven.
Like if it's like this tastes really good, when it was served, but then if you go to eat it and it cold and it doesn't taste good, then it was never really good to begin.
Yeah, tell her to microwave her ice cream.
I actually, well, I think it goes. I'll tell you what's not good cold: French fries.
No.
Correct. They are not.
It's one of the biggest complaints that we get about my fries are cold.
But
yeah, fries they don't travel well.
But tater tots are good cold.
Shit. No,
yes.
That's the exception to the rule. I can agree with that.
Tater tots are delicious cold.
French
I don't
fries.
think any potatoes are good cold whatsoever.
Cold mashed potatoes. Cold mashed potatoes are good. Potato chips are good cold. Yeah, it's good.
Mashed potatoes and gravy are just delicious.
I knew potato chips.
Funny enough.
Man, he makes his own kettle cooked, air fried potato chips.
Yes,
if I made you a sandwich that was
jerky
that was made completely out of
Turtles.
Okay.
Yeah,
Turtles.
Let me
yes. So
let me go back to what I was saying about how Marvel's not doing it for me right now, and it's just like this whole thing with Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision. I liked them. They were good. They didn't like blow my mind like Marvel movies usually do with like crazy reveals and Easter eggs and stuff. I mean, there was actually a lot of good Easter eggs, but like I'm really going into Marvel right now with low expectations. And this movie, it does nothing for me. I'll see it for sure and I'll give it a chance, but I don't feel one way or another about it. I'm not super excited about it, and I'm not being negative about it. It's just like, to me, it's kind of just like, cool, I'll watch it. And hopefully it's good. I really hope it's good.
I agree with you on all points.
So I wonder because I've seen that opinion a lot. To be honest, there's a few people that I know that have been huge Marvel fans, but like after Endgame and maybe like one or two movies after, they've kind of like bookended the Marvel franchise. Like their stories that have been told have been excellent to them, and they've enjoyed every minute of it. But like keeping it going is like, keeping The Walking Dead going, where it's like, all right, now you're beating a dead horse. And like there are a lot of stories to tell, and I'm happy for the people that are huge Eternals fans or who wanted a movie about Black Widow or whatever, right? But like I want to ask you guys, do you feel like you've reached your bookend, and that what would it take for Marvel to reignite the spark in you to take interest?
Mutants, X-Men and mutants.
So what I think, in my opinion, is that right now it's just kind of like you have this filler. You have all these minor characters that are kind of like just keeping people's attention into the universe, and they have opportunity to bring these characters like into the universe in case they want to ever use them for other movies, because Marvel went from having solo movies to Avengers, and then they kind of started blending crossovers together. And this is kind of like how the history of comics have done things too. They went from solos to crossovers to team books. And now I think what they're going to do is they're going to cross over other industries together. So you're going to have your Venom with your Spider-Man. You're going to have, your heroes from, say, different movies, like different movie production companies, like from Sony. Well, Fox isn't around because they bought them, but if it would have been separate, I think they would have joined it. And eventually, I think you're going to start seeing like crossovers of different types of movies being brought together, and that kind of shows with Disney buying up like Fox, because now they have Aliens and they have like other franchises that they use. And this little in-between point with these TV shows is just a warm-up until you get to the Doctor Strange and the Spider-Man and the Ant-Man movies that are basically going to introduce the multiverse. And you're going to be like, what's Ash from Evil Dead doing in the Spider-Man movie? And then he'll be like in MCU, and maybe there'll be a Marvel Zombies movie, like live action, and he'll be in it, or something like that. You're gonna see like these different movie franchises crossing over. And I saw that one post. I was making a joke about how Fast and Furious was gonna cross over with Jurassic Park. Like you're gonna have dinosaurs and the cars and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was a comic book called Cadillacs and Dinosaurs that kind of did. So that's not beyond the stretch of the imagination. Actually, something like that.
That's
Just
fantastic.
I love that comic book, and that cartoon was so great.
Yeah.
I will say that
Nostradamus has spoken.
Yes, I've spoken. So look forward, like after those 3 movies that are gonna dwell on the multiverse, you're gonna see. I have a feeling you're gonna see other franchises crossing over with the MCU, and then they're gonna hit you.
Bring in Transformers, because Transformers was part of Marvel at one point too, right?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, they're gonna hit you with the mutants and the Fantastic Four, and at that point you're gonna have the brand new Phase 5, and everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to see Godzilla versus Winter Soldier."
King Kong couldn't take down Godzilla. I think the only people that can are the Fast and Furious franchise.
I believe you're right.
Godzilla versus Dominic Toretto.
Time to start a new family.
I need Brother Kyle's Jason Statham impersonation now.
Oh no, Krav Maga.
What's Godzilla doing here?
So in regards to Venom, I'm so fucking stoked for that movie. My wife as well. I'm curious why it is like. So to me, it's not unlike other superhero movies. What is the reason why you guys really dislike not like the first Venom movie, but like seeing it continue? Because it sounds a lot like, people hating Fast and Furious and just wanting it to end because they don't want it to be successful.
Personally, I didn't like the story. I didn't like the way they like his background that they gave him. I like Tom Hardy, and the visuals were kind of cool, but I didn't like basically the story was not great to me. I think the new one's going to be better than the first one, though. But
I agree.
So what are the standards you're holding it up to?
Well, I mean, like it's on its own. Yeah, it's on its own. So, and there's no Spider-Man in this universe, at least in the first movie. And It's like the Eddie Brock story. They always screw Eddie Brock. Like it's kind of like the Batman Bruce Wayne thing. They always screw like Eddie Brock's story when it comes to like the Venom story. He's like always the lethal protector. But they never talk about like Eddie Brock and why he's like this complicated, broken man, what happens with him and all that stuff. So he kind of gets like sidebarred, and the way that this whole story, I don't know, I didn't like the way the movie, it's just the way it was told and directed and editing. I didn't like it. I like Venom. I liked all the action scenes and stuff, but I just like felt like they were being held back because it wasn't part of the Spider-Man universe.
Well, wasn't it supposed to be an R-rated movie at first?
I think so.
Or there was rumors that it was going to be?
Yeah, I mean, they could have totally did a lot more horror stuff with that. But
not even like, horror, just like more explicit action stuff. Or is explicit the right word? Yeah. Like a more like gory. Because like you see, eating brains and stuff like that, right? That's supposed to be Venom. Mm-hmm. I can't verify it, but someone told me this story is really based heavily on the Venom comic from a long time ago, which didn't even have Spider-Man in it.
There was the first one. For sure. That was when he moved out to California, get away from Spider-Man.
Right. But I wonder if they had to take liberties because Spider-Man's currently being rented to Marvel at the moment.
So not at the moment. He's owned by him now.
So
he's not owned by Marvel. He's still part of Sony.
So the original thing was that Eddie Brock was in prison and his symbiote produced an offspring, which was Carnage, and Cletus Cassidy was his like not a cellmate, but he was like the cell next to him, and he bonded with that symbiote, and that's where Carnage came from. I don't know how they're going to do it with this one though.
I'm sorry too. I actually just misspoke. I said Marvel owns Sony, but they don't. They bought Fox. They're just like partnered with Sony, right?
Right.
Yeah,
that's what I say. Yeah, Spider-Man's on lease to them. They have another movie deal that they just signed with for whatever other movies coming up with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think Venom would benefit from having Spider-Man, although I don't think Venom needs to be tied to the Avengers MCU. I think if they just incorporated a new Spider-Man and just had two kind of going side by side, I don't understand everyone's obsession with everything having to be linked together now. It's perfectly fine to have standalone like timelines, and you know what I mean. I think that would be fine.
That's what they're gonna do, though. I this whole multiverse thing. They're gonna just probably show, fucking Venom in one of the multiverse things, and then they'll be like, "Well, now here's your opportunity to be able to mix the two."
It's going to end up being the cinematic version of the Tommy Westphal television universe.
No idea what that is.
I've explained it before. It's the kid from the last episode of St. Elsewhere. It's an autistic kid, and it was revealed that the entire series of St. Elsewhere took place in this kid's head, and he created all the characters and stuff like that based on people in his life. The problem that arose from that was that characters from other TV shows made guest appearances on St. Elsewhere, which meant then that those series all took place in this kid's head. And then anybody that spun off from those series into other series, and eventually when you made all the connections, almost all of television took place in this kid's head.
Okay, that's cool.
You should read up on it. It's actually it was actually a theory postulated by Dwayne McDuffie.
It's kind of like how that whole Monsters Inc. is mixed with the entire girl, I think, that was in that. And a lot of the movies is all based in her world, in her head.
I guess. I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Oh,
isn't that just like a fan theory, though? I don't think that was confirmed as canon, was it?
What's that?
It's they
being in that girl's head.
What was the Scottish one? Was it Brave? The girl?
Yeah.
Merida. The theory is that the old witch that she meets was actually the little girl from Monsters, and that she's been this whole time looking for Sully. And there's actually you can see there's I don't know if wood representations of things, and there's all these Easter eggs. And then there's this big long convoluted history about how it's all magic and time travel, and somebody put the whole thing together and pointed out parts in each movie that reference each other, and it actually makes a lot of sense when you kind of think about it as a whole. But it's one of those crazy fan theories that no one's really come forward and said, oh yeah, that is exactly true.
And can I make a point real quick about fan theories? And I think that's one of the things that's not ruined, but kind of dulled Marvel down for me, is that there's so many fan theories that everybody's expecting so much out of it, and then when they don't, everybody was expecting WandaVision to bring about mutants because that's what everybody was saying it should, and then when it didn't, everyone was like, well, what the fuck?
Yep.
And everyone was disappointed.
Mephisto.
So that happens a lot. Yeah, exactly. And that this happens a lot with I think the new Star Wars, the sequel trilogy. There were so many fan, because of the internet, so everybody's just talking about fan theories, and now everybody's expecting all these things.
Yeah, your head canon doesn't match what actually comes out to be, and everyone gets mad.
Well, okay, so I feel like that's kind of the unrealistic standard that everyone kind of holds every other franchise to, being like Venom or a Fast and Furious franchise, because Marvel's been very, very good at the Easter eggs and the fan service and kind of doing what people wanted, and now it's created this entitlement among fans to come up with these fan theories, and they almost kind of now expect it. They expect this fan service. They expect Marvel to listen to the fans and cater to them and do what they want with these heroes or characters and whatever. And it's it's like you said, Kyle. It almost takes the fun out of it now, because there's no surprise, because everyone's trying to come up with a fan theory and they build it up in their head that this is going to be awesome. Marvel's delivered before, they're going to deliver again, or Star Wars. You know what I mean? And then when it doesn't happen, the disappointment's there from a possibility that wasn't even on the table to begin with, right? I think those are the kind of standards that people have acquired that kind of ruin other franchises for them, because other franchises are trying to be original and do things that don't necessarily cater to the hardcore fan, and it's immediately that's persona non-nookie right off the bat.
Yeah,
you're right.
And to be fair, Marvel has usually been known though previously for doing like big reveals and stuff like that. And then with WandaVision, like the big reveal was like that guy's name was Ralph Boner. And it wasn't. There wasn't any kind of like big crazy reveal. And Falcon and Winter Soldier, like the big reveal was that he's going to be Captain America. We all kind of knew that from the start. So they did kind of like drop the ball, I think, a bit with that. But yeah, at the same time, I think fans, we as a fan base kind of put everything on a pedestal.
What is this, Levy?
Oh, that's a theory he's talking about.
Unified television theory.
Let me ask one question.
Every one of those little blocks is a show connected to another show, connected to another show.
Wow.
And that's just a sampling.
I don't see CSI Miami or New York on here. I know
they are on there. Not this chart, but they are connected. In fact, Firefly, Star Trek, the Aliens films.
I'm looking for Lucifer. Oh, there's Buffy,
Predator,
and Angel.
Are all connected to this.
Battlestar. There's a lot of my good favorite shows on here.
Yeah.
Is MASH on here?
Probably. Like I said, just when you make all of the connections, no matter how tenuous and how small, because sometimes a connection is just the name of a person or the name of a company. Like Weyland-Yutani shows up in the John Larroquette show.
Method in Red is on here. That's stupid.
Yeah, the Weyland-Yutani Corporation from Aliens gets mentioned on the John Larroquette show. There was like in another show, there was like an award for like some sort of like some newscaster and a caster character in one show won an award, and that award was actually shown in some other show that was completely unrelated. So they take those connections, and eventually it's almost like every show in existence is connected in some way.
Kind of like Half-Life connected to Portal with Aperture.
What's that?
It's kind of like Half-Life being connected to the Portal games with Aperture.
I was gonna, you know what? What's even a better reference would be The Mist connected to Half-Life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you remember the movie The Mist?
I fucking love that movie, man.
Remember the soldiers came from the mountain?
Yeah, the movie The Mist or the show The Mist? Or I'm sorry, the computer game The Mist.
The movie with Thomas Jane.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that was connected to Dark Tower?
That was connected to Half-Life.
Right, but I believe, am I confusing that? What's the one with Mark Wahlberg where it's kind of like
Transformers?
No. The Mist, the Happening. No, I'm pretty sure The Mist was connected to Dark Tower as well, because those things that they were
Planet of the Apes.
Because that's all part of Stephen King.
Yeah.
But
right.
Jed's saying that there's actually some sort of connection, I guess, with Half-Life.
Right, because the way they were doing the portal and everything that happened in the facility, what was it called? Black Mesa? Okay. And that was the soldiers like from in the Mist, where that was all this one in this. But
nice.
There's
all the Degrassis are on this.
I talked about this before, and I remember reading about it, but one of the I can't remember which way it goes. Either the people who wrote The Mist or the screenplay, or the people who that's it. The developers of Half-Life, I think, read The Mist, and they were like they used that as like a leaping point for. I think that's how it went. I'll look it up.
Hey,
they're related. But hey, let's do the other two movie trailers.
Speaking of Mark Wahlberg, how about Infinite?
I like that. And Kyle, tell everybody listening the reference to Lost.
So when they did the whole thing with he was putting the items down, and he goes, "Which one of these belong to you?" That was the thing that I think it was the Dharma Initiative did to young John Locke back in the Lost flashback.
Yep.
And he chose wrong.
Super huge into that show.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows. I've been Lost tattoo.
If he would have not chosen the right thing, they would have killed him on the spot.
In Lost?
Yeah.
Or in Infinite? I don't know if they would have. I'm not sure if they would have killed him on the spot and Lost. Like, he actually did choose the wrong thing. He chose this. He chose the thing that he wanted, not the thing that was his.
Which
was kind of like foreshadowing to him not really being like that special. It was kind of like he was being like used the whole time by the Man in Black.
I think it's really cool to see. So these guys have been in a movie together. So the interrogation scene, the guy that's doing the interrogating with the revolver.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
What?
The actor, his name is Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Oh, okay. One more time. Slow it down.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Was he the guy in Constantine?
No, so these guys have been in a movie together before, and it was Four Brothers. He was the God, what's his name? He's the crime lord that the Four Brothers end up taking on because he ordered the hit on their mom.
Love that movie.
Yeah,
good movie.
Did you ever go back and watch it after I pointed out the bad CGI Snow in the beginning scene?
I think so.
Yeah, in the car chase.
No, not the car. The car chase was all practical effects. It's only in the beginning scene when Mark Wahlberg's driving into Detroit. The snow on the side of the road is CGI.
I was kind of thought the snow in the car chase was fake too. There's snow in the car chase, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Depends on what car chase, but yeah.
The big one.
Yeah. So like that's really cool to see them back together because like they were both really good in that movie. I'm interested to see this Fast and Furious like car with the big snow shovel on the front, so they can go through buildings.
That was rather surprising. What goes from an interrogation scene to like a destroy the entire car chase?
Yeah, man, this could be a Fast and Furious movie. We don't even know it.
Is Mark Wahlberg in Furious movies? He should be.
No, he hasn't been.
Let me ask a question. Did he talk at all during that trailer?
Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he talk?
I expected him to have some dumb accent, but no, it's just the same old Boston accent.
That's what I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't the dumb accent that I held on.
I'll tell you though, this gave me Michael Bay vibes. Like I was really surprised that this wasn't directed by Michael Bay because like some of the shots look very similar to Michael Bay's directing style. And I was waiting for the explosions, which are actually just fireworks.
Long panning, spinning shots.
Yeah, well, Mark Wahlberg also went on record to say like he loved working with Michael Bay because he's such like an intense director and he expects like greatness from people. Like everyone knows how much of a dick he is because of him yelling and screaming, firing Megan Fox, whatever. But Mark Wahlberg said like he loves working for him because he's such an intense guy and like he's really passionate about screen, doing everything right and whatever. So
a lot of well-known directors probably are exactly like that.
Mark Wahlberg loves this one that I'm talking about. So.
Stanley Kubrick was well known for that. He would have people on set all day doing like a take like 100 times until they got it right.
And also kind of like faking the moon landing.
Not my tempo. Not my tempo.
Actually,
over and
pretty
over
much just like him.
Yeah.
He terrorized Shelley Duvall in his set The Shining.
Yeah, it's he was extreme, but that's what makes good movies. You get your actor, you shock him into emoting the right way.
Yeah,
Jed's gonna have a great time editing this.
I think that movie's gonna be pretty good. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go to a theater to watch it, but I'm definitely gonna catch it on Netflix or something whenever it comes out on streaming.
Jetflix.
Yeah.
And last but not least, you guys remember the last trailer?
The Tomorrow War.
Yeah.
The
Netflix. Is that Netflix?
No, it's Prime Video.
Or Amazon. Amazon Prime.
Amazon, yeah.
I wasn't really impressed with this movie at all.
I think this is the one I'm most excited for.
Really? Why?
Yeah, it's got enough sci-fi elements to it. I like Chris Pratt as an actor, and I think like I really enjoyed him in the Jurassic World movies. You got to remember, I got the mindset of a normie. So this to me, like, it's got the big shots, it's got the action, the explosions, the buildings falling over, like all the gunplay and stuff. Like this looks good to me, and I like Chris Pratt as an actor because like he's got like a certain personality that he brings to his characters. He's kind of like Nicolas Cage in a way because like every Chris Pratt character is kind of the same character because it's done by Chris Pratt, but like. I really enjoy that. And the monsters look really cool, or aliens, I guess. And like the concept of being drafted by the future to come, fight to preserve your current timeline's future looks, I don't know, it looks cool. But like it's simplistic enough to me. It's like, hey, gotta come fight, come to the future. Okay. It's not like a super in-depth convoluted story about like the intricacies of time and space and matter and bravery and trade tariffs. yeah. It's I don't know. I think this looks really good, personally.
Kyle, Levy?
I didn't see this one.
Pardon?
I didn't watch this trailer.
Oh, okay. Levy?
If I have time, I'll watch it. It looked interesting. I don't know if it really piqued my interest to a huge degree, but if I have time, I'll watch it. It looks it's got some interesting ideas.
Let me pique your interest right quick. Okay, Chris Pratt is going to have his shirt off.
Oh well, then I'm sold.
I'll see you there.
He's funny because if you remember him in that show, he was in Parks and Rec, I think, right? And he was like this kind of like dad body, like schlub guy, and now he's Star-Lord. Jurassic Park world guy.
I remember Dave Bautista saying that he was impressed with his change when they did Guardians of the Galaxy.
So one funny thing too, going back to Eternals, I'm a real huge fan of Camille Najara, and I remember he posted a pic of himself with like all that because he got all like shredded for that movie, and he actually made that comment too. He was like, I used to like hate when like actors like would post pictures like kind of like get all like shredded and stuff like that. He's like, but you know what, like it took like a lot of work, and I'm like really proud of how I kind of did that. So here's a picture of me with a fucking 6-pack, because he was just like some regular, like, I don't know if you remember him in like Silicon Valley. He's just like some little kind of like nerdy Indian guy.
The Transformers will return after these messages.